Welcome, everybody, to Eunice, New Mexico. This is senior night. And we're going to have, of course, a doubleheader once again with the girls first, then the boys, as another district play or game is going to be played tonight here in the new Joe Langston Arena. And Eunice is very proud of it. Looks pretty nice. This is the first time I've been here, actually the second time, but the first time at this arena. Last time it was in the back and had a little bit of problems with the internet, so glad we are out here instead of back there where the games are going to be played. It is the JV squad, 10-point difference, 38-28, Eunice in the lead. And Jal has, let's see, I think they've scored 6 points to Jal's 1 so far in the third. Still, though, a 10-point lead for Eunice Cardinals JV squad. So bonus coverage, once again, is going to be provided for everybody watching. Thanks again. This is Ron Gunner and the Jal Sports Network. We got a timeout on 6:18 in the fourth quarter. Then after that, of course, we'll have the warm-ups for the girls. And we'll talk about that in just minutes as the JV squad, again, is on a timeout. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back in just a minute or two. 4:30 on the clock. 42-28 is the score. And Eunice, JV squad, in the lead. Thanks for being here on this very windy day, and wouldn't be so bad except all that dirt blowing around makes it hard to see things. And for those with allergies like I have, I am happy enough to be able to talk, but it is definitely going to be affecting me, whether I have the sniffles or have to clear my throat or cough or whatever. I do apologize in advance. It is one of those things that is just going to happen on a day like today. And it has been, I was informed or at least reminded that, yeah, this is just the start of windy season. It seems like it's going to last for about 6 weeks and expect a lot of dirt. So you'll be doing a lot of dusting, or at least a lot of dirt cleaning in your house as well as everywhere else, including your car, of course. So 42-28 is the score. We've got a timeout on the floor, and here comes the Jal Panthers and this bonus coverage for you on this day, which is senior day here in Eunice, New Mexico for the Eunice Cardinals. Landon Edwards with the ball as he hits the floor is up, able to get up. Limping a little bit though, so that's a little concerning. I know his parents are here. He's going to tough it out though. Going to heave it out to near midcourt. 4:10 to go. We'll be back in a moment with continued coverage right here in Eunice, New Mexico. Thanks for watching. 1 minute 45 seconds to go as it is 46-31. Eunice in the lead over Jal in the JV game. Bonus coverage here as we're in the timeout for 30 seconds. As the girls will be coming up first. Eunice Cardinals, Lady Cardinals, of course, hosting the Jal Lady Panthers. It should be a humdinger of a game as Eunice comes in. They've got a 5-6 record at home. 11-10 is their record with a 1-game losing streak. And they are 4-4 in district. Meanwhile, Lady Panthers come in at 15-8. They have a record of 5-3 for the district. And a 1-game losing streak for them as well. So somebody's going to break their streak, get back on the winning side, and also hope they are going to be in contention for the playoffs. Of course, there's also the district tournament next week. That will all be right here for Jal. Still working on the camera angles. It's got a mind of its own at certain times now. Just leave it there, and nope, can't leave it there though. There we go. That's what it is. A little stiffer now, but doable. Jump ball is the call. So still learning this tripod. Trying my patience. 47.7 seconds remaining with 48-33, a 15-point lead for Eunice and the JV squad. Thanks again for being here in bonus coverage before we get into the first one. On this windy Tuesday, tomorrow, I don't know if it's going to be as windy, but well, this would have been Wednesday. It would have been definitely a windy Wednesday. And a dirty one at that. So hopefully anybody who has been out there, out and about, be safe. It is, visibility is low in certain times in certain areas. Oh, missed twice, out of bounds. Last touch by, well, it was Jal, but apparently one of the Cardinals hit it. 18.9 seconds remaining. We'll be back in a moment to get you started on the pregame for the ladies playing basketball here in Eunice. And that is the end of the game. 48-33 is the final score. Nine points for Eunice, and for Jal, 11 points in the fourth. So a 15-point win for the JV squad. This is usually where I start some commercials, but instead I will go ahead and get you started on pregame as we get our camera over to the girls. Welcome to the broadcast as we are here on Hallmark Broadcasting Network, whether it be on HobbsAmerica.com or YouTube. This is the Jal Panthers. Girls will be starting first. It will be a little bit more time than I expected, which is good. Never too little. Of course, I believe what they're going to be doing at between these two games once again will be celebrating and honoring the seniors of both squads as well for being seniors. And we'll help them out as well. So for today, like I said, it is 11-10 Eunice versus 15-8 with the Jal Panthers. And these two, last time they met against each other, it was all Jal as they were able to win. That was the final score of 61-21 after 18-2 in the first, then 8-5, a low-scoring battle or low-scoring second quarter for both sides. 8-5, 8 for Jal, 5 for Eunice, made it 27-6 at the half. 15-3 was the score in the third quarter. Jal had 15 points, held Eunice to just 3. And in the fourth, it was 20 for Jal and 11 points for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. Final score once again, 61-21, a 40-point lead or win. And that was a game that broke a 10-game win streak for Eunice. And even though they lost that game and that they had that streak, I have a feeling they're going to come out here with a little revenge on mind as far as trying to get back on the winning side, especially for district, since they are, again, at 5-3, just have a game behind this Jal Panther squad. But the Panthers are coming off of a back-to-back. In fact, last night they played against Tatum and weren't able to get that victory, but it was a good contest, at least, to watch. Tatum came out with a 16-6 lead in the first. It was 10-8 in the second. Jal with the 2-point advantage on that one, giving us 24-16, which, by the way, was the score from the first game that they did this season in district against Tatum. So it was interesting to see the deja vu on that one, but that was as far as it went, as far as similarities. Third quarter saw Jal win that one as well, 10-9. So one more point was added to the, or maybe 1 point was just subtracted to the deficit, which at that point was 7 instead of 8. But the fourth quarter saw Jal just muster up 5 points, while it was Tatum who put up 11 points, finishing up 44-31 with a final and being able to get that victory. And of course, that's one of the reasons why they are one of the top teams in 2A. But Texaco and Tatum are the only ones that have a 7-1 record, and they both faced each other twice, and they won on their opposing courts. So they won on the road, and you know that they're going to be playing at least one more time in district tournament. Well, at least we don't know that for certain, but there's a good odds, good opportunity that they will be doing just that. As it looks like it's getting a little dark outside. Yeah, this new facility is nice, Joe Langston Arena, as we've heard from the Eunice squad. 11:20 to go, and let's see. We've got, we'll get the starters here in just a moment. But right now, actually, let's go ahead and get the starters. I'll be right back and get you your starting lineups, as well as talk a little bit more about this game before it gets underway. Thanks for watching again, and hold on, we'll be right back. right, we are back, and I saw a friend, well, the friend, Ty friend out there. He's going to be working. I was thinking for some reason he was going to be working Clovis, but yeah, he's already done that. So, getting the lineup here. As we also get the time as far as how long it takes to get from one side to the other for me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get the lineup for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. Starting with Laline Zamora. She is going to be number 1, junior. That is going to be Paola Castro, freshman, number 2. Lexi Garcia wearing number 3, the sophomore, along with Nizzy Hernandez, junior, and number 11. Number 35, Peyton Williams will be back, and that is the junior, along with Cheyenne Blevins is the manager. Peyton Williams is still out, unfortunately, and will be out for the rest of the season because of her injury. I think she tore an ACL, which is unfortunate for the junior. But she does have one more season if she can come back from it. Starting lineup for the Eunice Cardinals. Lizzie Guiton, the junior, number 5, will be starting along with Riley Dillard, number 10, sophomore. It'll be Kara Thompson, sophomore, wearing number 14, and number 20, Zakiah Ray, sophomore as well. And Autumn Davis, there we go, rounding it out, the junior. And the homecoming queen as well will be in the lineup of the 5. For the Jal Panthers, let's double check and make sure it's usually the same 5, but you never know. That's the reason why I get the book. So Charisma Rodriguez, number 4, will be out there. The junior, number 5, freshman Alea Navarrete will be here. Also have Peyton Lujan, sophomore, number 10. Number 13, Jonna Butts, the senior, captain as well. Last game she had 1 of 3 from the line, on the free throw line. And Itzel Ramirez, number 15. Itzel is a junior. For your starters, 2 captains. Junior captain, it will be Marine Nieto, 1 of 2 from the line last game. And sophomore captain, Natalia Rivera. She was 1 of 3 from the line last time, hoping those 2 will get more opportunities and be able to make them count into baskets, or at least some points. Also on the starting will be Cade Lujan, number 12, the freshman. She was 2 of 4 from the line just yesterday. And it will be Abigail Dardone, who did not have any shots, number 21, sophomore. Team was 5 of 12 from the line yesterday, so they need to improve that. And I expect to see this to be hopefully a tight game. I know Eunice wants to get a blowout to be able to get out of here and at least have a chance to get into the playoffs. Once again, it is Texaco on top, 7-1, along with, actually it's Texaco and Tatum on top. 7-1 are the records in the district. Jal with a 5-3. Eunice 4-4, just 1 behind. So if they win this one, like I said, they will even up, and it'll be a game apiece for each of them. Loving holding on, but it's 1-7, and the winless Hageman, and they are 0-8. 2 minutes to go, and we've got more to talk about. Once again, last time these 2 faced each other, it was a tight game, but let's see. I was going to say the last time, I know Tatum just played Tatum yesterday, and Jal was unable to win that one. Final score once again was 44-31. And Jal would like to come out here and play the game they know how to play and be able to get out of here with a victory. Let's see. It's either too tight or too loose, so let's try this. At least a different setup. At least I have a table, but I am standing. There you are. So we have just a little over a minute to go before we get this thing tipped off. May have the introductions and the national anthem, I'm not sure, but things will be getting started here momentarily. Thanks again for watching, whether you're on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube on this Tuesday evening. It's a windy day, actually, is what I should say. It was supposed to go until 7 o'clock, and whether it does or not, we'll be here for basketball action. Action. So as things get quiet, here we're about to get the anthem. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Sports Network. All right, that was the national anthem. We're about to get our lineups on both sides, starting with Jal. That'll be announced. And just for a reminder, this is a record of 22-35. That's what Jal has against Eunice. So they're down 22-35, but they had a 10-game losing streak that they broke during this season. And that first game that the Jal Lady Panthers were able to win so convincingly. Now they have a one-game win streak against this team, but again, they're down 22 wins, 35 losses. Just did the starting lineup for starting five. As it gets dark outside, it's going to light up in here as we get underway here in just a minute, right after the announcement of the Lady Cardinals. Once again, Lizzie Gatton Jr., number 5, is going to start. Sophomore Riley Dillard will be here as well, number 10 to start. 14, number 14 that is, sophomore Carrie Thompson. Number 20, sophomore Zakiah Ray. And number 41, the homecoming queen, Autumn Davis Jr. And they are all here. I will do the best I can on camera as well as on commentary. I do appreciate you being here. We're getting some good numbers viewer-wise. And I do like the setup for Joe Langston Arena. Refs are ready, fans are ready, and I'm ready. Not that it matters, but the teams, they are out and about, are going to get ready as well. It looks like there's more room around the court, too. Always a good sign of a good quality court. I know they spent a pretty penny on this thing, I've been told. Couldn't tell you the number right now, but it is definitely worth the investment. So the Tip will be between Autumn and Nieto. Nieto is going to win that one, so Jal wins the tip. We are underway, and this thing is already giving me problems. It's doing something it didn't do before, of course. It always does this in the game. I don't know how it knows, but it knows. Batted and turned over by Jal. First turnover for them. Shot is taken, and that is, of course, going to be taken by Kira Thompson. She's going to go to the line. Meanwhile, that'll be the first one for Dardone. First foul for Jal as well. Oh, right. So first free throw for Kira Thompson is going to fall in. 1-0 early on in this game. Second attempt will bounce around, find its hole, and crawl in. 2-0 is going to be the score. Back across to the front court for Jal in the hands of Caden Lujan. Over to the right wing now. Natalia is going to try to find a way inside, but overshoots her mark. Rebound will be by Eunice. Well, back again, and this time it's in the hands of Dillard. She's at the top of the arc, uses up her dribble. Back to Dillard, right wing now. Being defended on by Caden Lujan. Now over to the left wing inside. Bad pass, but she does track it down for a second before it is tracked down by Caden Lujan. And now Natalia going to post it up. Misses, and the rebound will finally go to, that is going to be Cheyenne, no, not Cheyenne, Autumn Davis. Back to Davis. And now inside, drives the lane, gets double team, loses the handle to go out of bounds. Last touch by, that was the ball handler, Lizzie Gaton. First turnover for the Cardinals. 6:30 to go in the first. I see there's a little difference between the two clocks, so I'll keep that in mind. But back the other way inside to Nieto, over to Natalia, and tries to get back to Nieto, but a bad pass as there was a defender in her lane. So turnover number 3 for Jal. Davis to the right wing now and back to Thompson, who is near the timeline, being guarded against by Dardone. Now loses the handle, but picks it back up again. That'll be for Dillard. Now to Thompson again. She's going to try to go around. Is defended, goes back, puts up a shot from her left, misses. That's going to be once again Gaton. And Lizzie, nice shot, but goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gaton. And will be turnover number 2 for the Lady Cardinals. Going back the other way to Dardone, back to Caden. Three-pointer on the way from Jana, misses off the front. She almost got her own rebound, but instead goes out of bounds. And that will be turnover number 4 for the Lady Panthers. 5:30 now. It looks like the clocks are in sync again, as it is turned over by Eunice. Put up quickly, and that is going to be 2 points for Nieto, her first points of the game. 2-0 as he gets across the timeline for Eunice. To the right wing. To I was going to say Dizzy, but it's Lizzie. Back to the left. Lizzie again. I'm going to say Lizzie. Lizzie. And that'll keep me off of Dizzy. And then over to the right wing. Lizzie once again gets to the top of the arc, moves it to the left-hand side, and we'll hand it off to Ray. And as Autumn Davis hits the floor, a shot is put up and missed. And the rebound is finally going to go on the floor. And that will go the other way, as I believe that was a walk. So turnover number 4 for the Cardinals. Lady Cardinals, we have a timeout on the floor, 4:37 to go. 2-2 is the tie game, and we're just in the first. Only getting started as we're right here. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage on the Eunice on JAL. Whether you're on the JAL Sports Network on YouTube or on HobbsAmerica.com, I'm hoping you are enjoying this one as much as we are here to give it to you all for free. Of course, we have our sponsors to thank. We have that list, but we also have them on as Lasco Construction. They also Woolworth Community Library and JAL Public Schools, along with Eunice Pump and Supply, Panther Energy, Mamacitas, and Iron Horse Sports Grill. Inside to Kira Thompson on the right wing. She's going to turn around and get guarded by Dardone. Feed it out. This time that is going to be to Lexi Garcia. Tries the shot, misses, and that'll be rebounded by Nieto. Quickly for Butts. She's going to take it back to Charisma. Three-pointer on the way from Caden Lujan, and she's going to miss. It's going to go out of bounds. It was saved by Jana. Actually, that's Itzel Ramirez out there. Tried to save it, but instead it goes into the hands of a Cardinal. Over to Lexi. Back to Lexi again on the right wing. Inside, that is going to be to Zakiah. And now Kira Thompson with it. 3:46 to go, top of the arc, and that'll be, I think that's Lexi. Yes, it is. Fight for the ball, and that'll be a jump, as reaching in will be Jonna Butts. So it'll be inbounded by Cardinals. Did not lose it, so no turnover there. .339, not a lot of scoring, just 2 for each side so far. Riley, going to get it over to Kira Thompson. Back to, that is Lizzie. Loses the handle, being picked up by Natalia. She drives the lane, puts it in coast to coast. 2 points for her. That is 4. And the lead goes to JAL, 4-0. 4-2, I mean. Kira Thompson is being guarded by Charisma. Going back the other way. That is in the hands of Lizzie Gatan. Going to the left wing, back inside. And now to the right. Three-pointer on the way, off the back of the rim, no good. That was for a shot taken by Lexi Garcia. Rebounded by Natalia. Out of bounds, last touched. It will be by Thompson, so inbound of the ball will be the JAL Lady Panthers. 2:47 to go, 4-2 is the score. We have a substitution going in. Looks like that'll be Navarrete who's going to get the ball. Back over to Caden, to the right, or left wing now. Back to Caden. Inside, a little high, and that'll be over the head of Natalia. Turnover number 5 for JAL. Stops the clock with 2:38 in the first. 4-2 is the score still. And we have a nice little crowd. It's supposed to be white out today for the Eunice Cardinals. Don't see a whole lot of white over there at least, but maybe that's because we have JAL fans on that side. Getting across. I think I've got the camera under control now. Kira Thompson with a drive in the lane. Going to put up a shot, misses on the left-hander. And will be a jump ball between, let's see, that's going to be Ray. And either way, it's going to be possession JAL once again. So turnover number 5. So both teams have had 5 turnovers in this quarter. Charisma with the ball. She loses the handle, and it's going to be on the floor, jump ball. That'll be turnover number 6 for JAL as it goes the other way with 2:09. 4-2 once again. Here's the score. Just a pass that had a little too much mustard in it. She could not handle it, so Lizzie Gatan is going to be inbound of the ball to Thompson. But still in the backcourt. Is going to get it across, and she does. She almost got a backcourt violation, but instead loses it with a bad pass. Going to get in the hands of Caden. Puts up a shot, misses. Going to be rebounded by Rivera, and then Nieto got the ball, put it up, missed. Another rebound for JAL. And JAL with the ball still in the front court. Charisma inside to Nieto, puts up a shot, misses off the back. And will be going the other way. That'll be Lexi Garcia with the rebound. Now to Riley Dillard. Over to Autumn Davis on the right wing. Inside, tries to feed it, does. Gets it back to Autumn for a three-pointer on the way, and misses off the side. Rebound by Nieto. On the other way quickly. Underneath the basket is Natalia. And a push foul will go. Looks like that'll be against Lizzie Gatton. That'll be the first for the team and first for her as well. Actually, looks like that'll be a foul against Autumn Davis. So first foul for the team. Inbounding the ball for Jal. Three-pointer on the way, and nothing but net for Navarrete as she hits her first shot, and it's a doozy. And it gives Jal a bigger lead. Biggest of the game, 5. There we go, and 5-2, 43 seconds remaining. Davis with the ball to the left-hand side. And it was in Lexi's hands, or Lizzie's hands. Gets it back, Kira with it, 32 seconds remaining at the top of the arc. She's looking around, trying to set up the offense. Inside for Autumn Davis, over to the right-hand side, right wing that is, to Ray. Back to Ray again, almost had the steal, but did not. 16 seconds to go, put up a shot. Davis with the rebound, couldn't make it either. And another rebound, this time from Hernandez, Nizzy Hernandez. And they draw the foul in the process. Let's see who's going to get the call. That'll be against Nieto, her first, team's second, I believe, yes. And that'll put Nizzy on the line to shoot 2 for the junior. 2 for 2 from the line now. Actually, that's where all of their points have come so far from the charity stripe. One more time. 1 of 1 and 2 of 2. So 4 points, all of them, like I said, from the charity stripe. Going back the other way with 8 seconds to go. To Nieto, sorry, that is Natalia. Puts up a drive, but instead, with 3 seconds to go, draws the foul. And that could be against, yes, indeed, that is going to be against Zakaya Ray, her first, team's second. First opportunity for Natalia, and it's off the back of the rim for a miss. One more opportunity. She was 1 of 3 again yesterday. Second opportunity is up and will be a lane violation. Looks like that was against Nieto. So it does not count. So it is still 7-4, 3 seconds remain. Final gasp in the first. Kira with it, just going to hold it. And that'll be the end of the first. We're going to head to the second. It is 7-4, the score. We've got a pause or a break as we go into the second quarter right here in Eunice, New Mexico, where the whiteout is happening and also senior night as well. Be back in just a moment. We are back, and it's easy to tell you who is scoring in this one so far. It was Nizzy Hernandez and Kira Thompson, both with a trip to the charity stripe. Both of them hit 2 for 2, so that's how they get their 4 points. Meanwhile, Jal has scoring from Alea Navarrete for her tray, and then 2 points apiece from Rivera and Nieto. Rivera had 0 for 2 on the line. 7-4 is the score. Back to it. And into the hands of Caden Lujan. Back across to the right. Charisma inside. That'll be a walk, and I saw that too as she didn't think about the ball, but more trying to get it back to Charisma. And that'll be turnover number 1 in the quarter. 6 turnovers for Jal and 6 for Tatum in the first. Going into the hands of Kira as we have a full-court press. Still in the backcourt. Kira with the ball, gets across the timeline. And now over in the hands of Dillard. Inside to Autumn Davis as she had the ball for too long. She was running and she tried to stop it, instead slid her pivot foot, and in process draws the walk. So turnover number 2 for the for the Cardinals. Cardinals. Goes back the other way. Turnover for Jal. Over to Autumn Davis on the right wing. Did get the pass. Back over to Riley. Drives the lane and is going to be double teamed. It looks like another walk for the Cardinals. Substitution coming in. That'll be Lizzie Guiton going out. Looks like that is going to be Riley Dillard. Oops, and there we go with the ball as it's inbounded on the other side. For Caden Lujan, back over to Charisma on the right wing. Natalia now has fed the ball on the right elbow. Now left side, back to the top, inside to Nieto. She's going to drive the lane and put it in, and scoop shot does fall for 2 more points. 9-4 is the score now. Gets back in the hands of Autumn Davis. And the girl that just came in, Lizzie Guiton, couldn't handle that pass. It goes out of bounds. Turnover number 3 for Tatum. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm saying Tatum, except for the fact that we had him yesterday. Eunice, it's everywhere. Eunice. Thank you. So Peyton Lujan in the game. Gets it to Caden Lujan. Cousins. Across the timeline over to Charisma. And now to Natalia, back over to Charisma as it bounces out. Unfortunately, too much mustard on that one again. Her passes are a little hot, and that one was red hot. 6:25 to go with Eunice and having the ball. 9-4 is the score once again. Setting up the offense. Looks like the defense is on a 2-3 for Jal. Gets it defended on against by Charisma. Goes out of bounds. And it looks like it will be Eunice ball once again. Kira Thompson out there to inbound it. To the right wing. To Riley. Inside to Kira Thompson. She's underneath the basket, but she has to feed it back out again. 3-pointer on the way and off the front of the rim. Rebound and put back for Riley. Misses, and a double team, a jump ball, as it was Nieto was able to get the ball, but unfortunately she was sandwiched by 2 Cardinals. That stopped her from getting that clean rebound. 5:56 remaining. Inbounding will be, that'll be Lizzie Guiton. Guiton over to Ray. Inside to Kira Thompson. She's going to drive the lane. Get in the paint, push it up, and misses the shot, but she does draw the foul. Let's see who they get the foul against. It's going to be against Charisma, her first. Team's first. So low fouling so far in this first half. Is on the line. And misses off the side for her first is going to be, actually that here's her first miss. She is 2 of 3. One more opportunity for Kira Thompson. Still don't have a field goal yet. Gets the second one. 9-5 is the score. 5:48 remaining. Whistle on the ball. Let's see. It looks like it'll be against Eunice. Lizzie will get her first. Team's first as well. Or second, I mean. Second for Eunice. Over to Peyton Lujan, back to Caden Lujan. And now to Charisma on the left wing. Inside, and Nieto in the paint. Tries to pass it to Jonna Butts, but instead it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Eunice. 5:30 remaining in the first half. Charisma with the ball. Over to Peyton Lujan, and tried to get it to Charisma. She wasn't looking. She was already running. It goes out of bounds. That'll be turnover number 4 in this quarter for the Jal Panthers. So no communication on that one as she tried to get it back to Charisma. Thought she had a good position, but instead Charisma was already running ahead of herself. Back again, Eunice Cardinals. And there was a nice little pass to Garcia. And underneath will be a whistle blown as Thompson was on the ground or on the floor, and that'll be against Navarrete, her first, team's first or second. So not a lot of fouling going on, like I said, and it's been pretty clean so far. Now over to Ray. Back again to Riley. Riley's going to get it back to Ray. And then over to her right wing, that'll be Lexi Garcias. Three-pointer on the way for Autumn Davis. It's going to be a rebound, long one for Kira Thompson. She was also double-teamed, but she was able to get it into the hands, and that'll be the first bucket for Eunice as Zakiah Ray was able to make that in off the assist from Thompson. 2-point game now. As it's a three-pointer on the way for Jonna Butts. She's going to miss that one. And the rebound will be by Riley Dillard. Quickly the other way. Into the front court for Eunice. Over to Dillard. To the left-hand wing, that'll be for Davis. She turned around, tries to get a shot, uses up her dribble instead. Tries to get it to Thompson, goes out of bounds, and that'll be off of Navarrete. So Eunice should still have the ball. Davis thought that was out of bounds on her, but instead it was not. So they are inbounding the ball now to the right, and that is over toward Riley. Kira Thompson back to the top for a three on the way. Off the back of the rim, no good. Will be rebounded by Nieto. She's going to run the lane, get it over to Natalia real quick. Puts up a shot, misses. Will be rebounded by Dardone. And now Davis will have the ball. But a kick ball, or should have been anyway, instead goes back court and will be in the hands of Jal as that was picked up by Dardone. Back to Dardone again on the left wing. To the right wing to Rivera. Back to Peyton Lujan. Over to the left-hand side. Inside to Nieto, but a bad pass once again is picked off by Thompson. And now in the hands of Dillard. Going to go around and give it to Autumn. Almost lost the handle from Natalia, but instead Thompson has the ball again on her left elbow. Back inside, hit by Lady Panthers. 3:08 to go, and 9-7 is the score. Last touch by Jal, so it'll be inbound once again in the front court by Eunice. A couple of substitutions coming in. One of them will be Nizzy Hernandez. And also, it looks like there is, well, that's Dillard. She was already out there. So top of the arc, left now. Back to the hands of Lizzie Caton. She tries to put up a three, misses, and the rebound after another missed shot to Caden Lujan. Drives the lane, tries to put up a shot, but instead goes out of bounds. Last touch will be by Eunice. Indeed, and with 2:48 to go, a 2-point lead for Jal. They get to inbound the ball in the front court. Nieto with the ball, top of the arc. Turns around, feeds it to Dardone. Now in the hands of Itzel Ramirez. Right wing now, Dardone. Back to Caden Lujan. Itzel now on the right elbow. And now, actually left elbow, right elbow now. Top of the arc for Itzel. As they try to rotate around, see if they can get an opening, and it's a 2-3 zone for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. Trying to get it inside, still not open, as it is Natalia trying to get open along with Nieto. She does finally get the ball, but it's on the left wing. And now with 2:05 to go in the first, Itzel has the ball, back up to Dardon. She's open, so she takes the three off the back, misses. Rebound's going to be for Ray. As we get across the timeline, it is Kira Thompson once again. Now over to Nizzy. Hands it back to Kira. Almost lost the handle as Nizzy, but she does pick it up. Defended by Itzel Ramirez. Tried for a pass, and that goes over her head for Lizzie Gaton. And another turnover for Eunice. 1:34 remaining. Here we go back to the front court again for Jal. Top of the arc, now to the right, Dardon. Double teamed, and usually that's what happens when they get the ball, is they get double teamed. Back to the left-hand side, inside to Natalia, double teamed over to Nieto. She's going to push it back out again and give it to Dardon, who is on the right. Inside, and that is going to count as it's fed underneath to Rivera. 2 points and the push foul. Let's see who gets the push foul, as that'll be team number 3 on that one. With the and one, she has already missed her first 2 opportunities on the line, as the foul goes against Autumn Davis, her first. Team's third. And that and one will miss. She did get it. 11-7 is the score. And how convenient as we get into under a minute to go with Kira Thompson. And now over to Lizzie. Thompson again. Trying to work inside in the paint. Instead, loses the handle, and it's a bad pass. It gets into Caden Lujan's hands. Tried to get it over to Rivera to feed her for a nice little post, but instead goes out of bounds. Last touched by Natalia. 38.9 seconds to go. Another turnover. That is the 5th one in the quarter. As that is going to be a bad pass out of bounds, and that was inbounded, and it never touched anybody until Eunice touched it last. But either way, it would have been a out of bounds for Eunice. Jal would be inbounding the ball in their front court, as they do. 34 seconds to go. Underneath the basket, loses the handle. Another turnover for Jal. That is number 6 now. Going back the other way will be Eunice. 25 seconds to go. Ray with the ball. Now over to the right-hand side. That is to Hernandez. Loses the handle, and it'll be picked up. And nice little coast-to-coast play for Rivera. She's got 6 points in the game. And one of the leading scorers. 5 seconds. And a foul on the floor. As it is a 6-point lead for Jal. 4.8 officially on the clock. And Thompson with the ball. 3 seconds to go. She's half court. She's going to go ahead and sling it. And miss. In the first, and that'll be 13-7 will be the score. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage all right here on the Hobbs America, as well as on YouTube. Correction, that is halftime. So once again, that went fast. So that's right. 13-7 is the score. Not a lot of scoring going on. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage all right here on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Thanks for watching. All right, let's get our scores as there's not very many. 7 for Eunice. Starting off with Eunice, it is Kira Thompson with 3. She had 3 of 4 on the line in the first half. For Niza Henderson, who also was on the line once, she was 2 for 2 from the line. That gets her 2 points. And Zakiya Ray is the only one that so far has dropped a bucket for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. She has 2 points as well. That gets you a total of 7, and that was 3 points in the first and 4 in the second. So, yeah, between the low score and the quickness of it all, I was for some reason thinking we were still in the first quarter, even though I remembered afterwards, hey, yeah, we already have had 1 and now 2 quarters of play. For the Lady Panthers, let's go ahead and let you know that it is Natalia who is leading the way. 3 buckets is what she's got. She's also been to the line twice and missed all 3 of them, unfortunately, so she's 0 for 3 on the line. And again, she was 1 of 3 from yesterday, so needs to kind of work on that a little bit. But again, at least she's putting up some points in the paint. And she has 6 points altogether. Right behind her, of course, is Marian Nieto. And she has 4 points, both of those off buckets as well. Has not had a line or trip to the line as of yet. In fact, actually, nobody else has for the Jal Lady Panthers. Nobody has gone to the line. It has been Alaya Navarrete who had her bucket. That was a tray. That's how she got her 3 points. So both sides have 3 scorers, but it is the lead that is being held by Jal so far, 13-7. So let's see what we've got. Again, it's last time these two met, the score at halftime was 26-7, so the flow has been different. Not sure if it's been offensive problems or just defense that has really tightened up. Either way, both sides have been struggling to get some points on the board. But Jal, not as much as Jal, but it has been a problem for Eunice, especially with the 1 bucket that has been made so far in the 2 quarters. Let's go ahead and take a break, be back, and I want to thank you once again for not only for the sponsors, but also for you watching right here as we continue coverage on this Tuesday evening worldwide, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Thanks again for watching. See about getting an update for you from Lovington. That's the only other game that's going on tonight, as Tatum will be playing Loving at Loving on Thursday. 3:30 to go on this one. as it is once again a lead of 6. 13-7 is the score. Jal is up. And they also, let's see, so Eunice has had more or less, I mean, I may have missed a couple, but have had 10 turnovers so far in the first. But Jal has not had much more success. In fact, actually, I think they've turned it over more to 12. So 12-10, but leading in where it counts. Of course, that is the score. 3 minutes to go. As we are enjoying this broadcast, of course, it is always brought to you by Mamacitas, Iron Horse Sports Grill, along with Panther Energy, Lasco Construction. Also like to thank Jal Municipal Schools, and I know I'm missing one. Oh, Woolworth Library. Thanks again for all your sponsorship. Without you, of course, we would not be able to put these on the air and for free as well. 13-7 is the score. Once again, the winner will have a better opportunity to be able to go to the playoffs. In fact, the goal is to try to get a home game. It's going to be kind of hard to do. You've already got Texaco and Tatum fighting for first, and the rest are fighting for second, which is what's happening right now. Once again, Eunice with a record on district of 4-4 would like to get back up again to above 500. Jal with a win ahead, 5-3. Of course, they have lost to Texaco and Tatum. They lost to Tatum twice, so that's the reason why they have 3 losses. 320 points for, 220 against. Meanwhile, Eunice has scored 262 points in district and allowed 325 points against them. One of the reasons maybe they are 4-4 in the district. Still waiting for, Jal is just going to sit there and not warm up while Eunice is warming up on this 7-3 score. Going to take the final minute, be back, and we're going to get back into coverage, all happening right here in Eunice, New Mexico senior night for them. So during the between the games, we're going to see all the celebrations for the seniors, and for the team of Eunice, that is going to be nobody. No seniors on the team. Just freshmen, sophomore, and juniors, looks like. Double check. Yep, that is right. So nobody graduating. So this lineup could be back again next year. Meanwhile, for the boys, it is Elijah Malison, who had a great season as a quarterback for the Cardinals. Along with, that's it. All right, just one senior. So it's going to be a quick night as far as the senior celebration. They may have some cheerleaders or somebody else who are also going to be celebrated as well. But nevertheless, though, we are back to action as Jal is ready to go, and Eunice comes out on the floor as well. Going to be Jal inbound of the ball. Dardone to Caden Lujan. Well, let's get this thing underway. Going to our right wing to Charisma. Looks back over to Dardone. Inside. Nieto loses the handle. That'll be the first one. Turnover for Jal as he goes back the other way in Kira Thompson's hands. To the top of the arc for Autumn. Tries to pass it, misses, and that is another one for Lizzie, as that'll be the first turnover for Eunice. Oh yeah, I think of family, Mama's family when I hear Eunice. So to the right wing, inside, she drives. She's going to put it up for 2, and that'll be Natalia, misses, and the rebound will go out of bounds. I thought it was last touched by Lizzie, but instead it is Charisma who touched it last, so turnover for number 2 for Jal. Thompson once again as she gets across the timeline over to the right-hand side to Dillard. She still has the ball. Inside to Thompson. And back. Top of the arc. Dillard with it one more time. Thompson again, just a short little pass to the left, inside. Gets it stolen away as she's standing there, but she gets it back. She does get it from Natalia. Turns around, double team, uses upper dribble, gets it back. Three-pointer on the way from Autumn, in and out, no good. Rebound will be a jump ball. 6:43. Lizzie with the inbound. Gaton gets it to her right. Technically her left. And now to Thompson. Inside Autumn once again, turns around, loses the handle, and it'll be picked up by Natalia, who also loses the handle but picks it up again. Gets it back over to Dardone. So turnover number 2 that'll be for Eunice. A right wing, inside, Charisma goes around, drives the lane, loses the handle though, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be last touch by her. Turnover number 3. She had a nice little lane opening right there until the very end. She lost her handle. She was trying to put it up and instead loses the dribble. 6:14 to go. We've got a timeout for a tying shoe, and that's Natalia Rivera. She gets her shoe tied. And Lizzie Gaton with the inbound. Over to Kira Thompson. And they tried to get the ball, but instead it'll be put to the front. Shot put up and put in. Nicely done as she got under the basket. 2 more points for Nizzy. Her first points, or her first bucket. She's already had 2 on the line. And now, let's see, we've got 13-9, so let's see. Oh, that was a shot put up by, oh no, that's a foul. So foul number 2 as it goes in. That'll be for Natalia. 8 points for her already. Second foul, that was going to be against Dillard, her first, team's first as well. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the JAL Network. All right, we're back as the inbound will come in for Eunice. Now in the hands of Gaton. Stops for a moment, uses upper dribble, gets it over to Thompson. Crosses the timeline. Now to Dillard. Dillard on the top, goes ahead and puts up a long 2, misses. Rebound's going to be Nieto, and it'll be a rebounding foul going against Thompson. Her first. And that is team second. So back across the line once again will be Caden Lujan. Back Caden, left wing, now to the right, Dardone. Inside Natalia, and underneath the basket will be Navarrete. Up and in, an assist for Natalia, and another bucket for Navarrete. 5 points for her, and it is 17-9. As the ball does get out of hand. Gets it across, Dardone up and misses. The rebound by Navarrete and 2 more points. We have a timeout on the floor. It is 19-9, and that 6-point burst has put JAL in the lead by 10, the biggest of the game so far. As we continue coverage right here on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Thank you very much once again for being here. Once again, Navarrete has had 4 points in this, third quarter. And it is now, I believe, she only has 7 points. Natalia with 8, Nieto with 4. And the fouling has been very minimal so far. In fact, actually no fouls for JAL in the third quarter so far. It's going to be back out again with a 10-point lead. here comes Eunice. And once again, to inbound the ball will be Riley. Actually, no, that's not Riley. Kira with the ball, though. Four-court press. Navarrete is defending. And will be now Kira once again. Got to get it across before the 10-second. I think she did. Nope, she did not. That was 11 seconds if she would have just crossed the line, but instead, 10-second violation means turnover for Eunice. 4:44 remaining in the third quarter. Back to Caden. Caden Dardon's connection back to the right-hand side. Navarrete in to Natalia. She drives the lane, but instead, she doesn't bounce the ball. She tries to get around her defender, and she walks for turnover number 4 in the quarter. 4:36 to go. Inbound the ball is going to be Lizzie Guiton to Kira Thompson, once again being defended by Dardon. Trying to get it around, still on the press. Finally does get it across, double team. Loses the handle, Caden does pick it up. She's going to drive the lane, push it up. No foul as she misses the shot, goes out of bounds. Last touch by Dardon, and it will be turnover number 5. Lazy Guiton again with the inbound. It's Autumn Summer this time, or Autumn Davis this time. Pushes it up and in, will be a foul against, looks like that'll be Dardon, her second, and count the bucket as well. So 19-11 is the score. And Thompson with the and one. She's already had 3 of 4 on the line. This will be her first opportunity in the second half. And she drops it in. So 19-12. 6 points for Eunice in this quarter. 6 points for Jal. Right wing and the right corner now. Right wing again. Left inside Nieto. Dardon for a 3 on the way. Actually, that's Caden Lujan. She's going to hit it off of a nice pass from Charisma for the assist. And we get back to the front court. Back to the front. Caden Lujan was 2 of 4. That one's going to be an inside. Davis with the shot, missed. Rebound by Nieto. Goes back the other way quickly. As she has Rivera in there, gets underneath the basket, pushes it up, misses. There's a lot of bodies in there trying to get the ball. And it is Navarrete who got the ball for Jal. Gets it back out again. Nieto inside to Natalia. She's going to push it up and draw the foul against Lizzie Guiton. That's her second. First opportunity for Natalia since the first half to try for 2 more. She's 0 of 3 so far on the line. Three-pointer makes it 22-12. First one goes off the back of the rim and will miss. One more opportunity for Natalia. As we have a substitution going in is Riley Dillard. Coming out, Lizzie Guiton. That one goes off the side of the rim, so she is 0 for so far in this game. Nieto gets the rebound, pushes it up, misses. And a rebound by Eunice in the hands of Ray. Thompson with the ball. 3:05 to go in the third. Back to the top, a little collision, but they get around it. Back to Dillard. Now to Thompson. She's going to drive inside, get in the paint. Lose the handle, and it will be picked up by Caden Lujan. Tries to push it up for Nieto, but she's too far beyond the arc, or the basket. And it goes out of bounds. Let's see who they have it going out last to. Yes, it'll be Jal who'll be inbounding. So touch last by Eunice. 2:43 to go in the third. Close game still. 3-pointer on the way from Navarrete. Misses. Rebound by Natalia. Back out to Nieto. Over to Peyton Lujan in the game. Back to Natalia. She's going to drive the lane, push it up. Missed the shot. Rebound is going to be by Eunice, and that is going to be for Hernandez. Another turnover possession for Eunice. That's their 5th. Back in the hands of Navarrete, who's going to go to her left-hand side to Caden. Navarrete over to the left wing now for 3 on the way from Peyton Lujan. Misses and will be picked up by Caden Lujan. Lujan again, this time Peyton back to Caden. To the right to Navarrete. Top of the arc. Left wing now. Getting it inside to Nieto. The other one hasn't touched it. Everybody has touched it now for Jal. Caden Lujan back to Rivera. She's going to push it over to the right, or left actually. Top of the arc. Left wing now. Trying to get it inside. She does. Does get it knocked out, but Caden Lujan going to go inside, try to get the shot, and somehow does. Caden Lujan with 2 more points. That is 5 altogether. Doubling up the score, 24-12. 1:30 to go in this 3rd quarter. And she puts that up and in for Eunice. That'll be, of course, Thompson. That's her 8th point of the game. Back again the other way. Quickly will be Jal. That was Kira's first points of the 2nd half. Back to the left-hand side, left wing. Near the top of the arc, back to the left. Navarrete going to drive the lane, get a push foul. That'll be from Zakiya Ray. I believe that's her 2nd, team's 4th. 1 more, and that'll put Jal in the bonus with 1:01 to go as we get a couple of substitutions. Itzel Ramirez will come in. Rivera going out along with Caden Lujan. I think that's the only 2 that went. So Itzel already with the ball. To Navarrete in the corner left. Back across to the right. And now to Itzel Ramirez near the top of the arc. Peyton Lujan to Jana. That's Peyton with a 3 on the way. Misses. Rebound by Thompson. Thompson's going to take it across the timeline. Get it inside to Thompson once again. Double team. She's going to give over to the left-hand side and draw a foul as it was Zakiya Ray who was putting up the shot. 30.9 seconds remaining. It is Nieto who gets the 2nd for her 2nd foul. And that is the 2nd team foul as well. So no chance that Eunice will go into bonus before the end of this quarter. First one, opportunity for Zakiya is going to miss. First opportunities for her. She's only had 2 points so far. One more chance to get another point. Up, and she does drop that in. Score is now 24-13. Actually 15, I missed one. That's right. Already on this side, 24 seconds to go. It goes out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover for Jal. Just number 6 in the quarter. Altogether, they've had 18 in this game. Inbound the ball to Dillard. She's going to go ahead and take it after Thompson gives it to her. Back over to Thompson. Looks around, gets it now into Garcia's hands. And that was Lizzie Gatton. Back to Thompson. Inside, 1-footer. She tries to make it instead, misses. Nieto with the ball, tries to put up a shot, and he won't make it as it was short anyway. But time has expired. We've got a 24-15 game, and we're going into the 4th quarter. Be back in just a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Sports Network. Thanks. So that was an 11-5 score for 11 for Jal and 8 for Eunice and the Lady Cardinals. At this point, Cardinals are doing well on the line. They've only missed 2 so far. They are 7 of 9 from the line so far. Meanwhile, it is the opposite. Of course, the only one that has been shooting foul or free throws has been Natalia. She's missed all 5 of them, so 0 for 5 for the team. but nevertheless, though, still leading by 9. 24-19 as we're getting into the fourth and final quarter on this senior night. And it is also white out. I do see a few white shirts out here for the Eunice Cardinals as they are trying to cheer them on to a victory. After the senior, I don't know if you want to call it a bash or recognition, we're going to get the boys to warm up, and then, of course, we'll have the boys game in the doubleheader. Gaton with the ball. Inbounds it to Dillard. Getting some pressure. She does get it across the timeline, and we'll get a body block as that was Kaden Lujan trying to get the ball, but instead trips up her player, and she will get the foul. That'll be her first, team's first as well. So they have been able to escape the foul bug until that moment. Maybe they still will. Gaton with the ball, top of the arc, goes inside, turns around for Thompson. She's going to try to go in, feeds it back out again. Davis inside to Thompson once again, tries to get it. Nope, not going to work. Gaton now, as that was a bit of a pass to Dillard. Drives the lane, pushes it up. No foul as it is rebounded by Kaden Lujan. Back across again. Whistle falls, and that'll be a double dribble for Lujan. First of the quarter, as we're 7:22 in, 24-15 is the score. Wish that was a foul. Oh, let's see. Nope. Back across, Dillard to her right wing, to Davis. Davis has the ball against Rivera. She turns around, or pushes it up, and tries for a shot, but Nieto is the one who gets the rebound on this one. Going to go possibly coast to coast. Nope, she's going to stop for a moment and get the offense on. And a three-pointer for Dardon, and she'll make it. And make it look pretty easy, and that was in the corner right there. 27-15 is the score, 12-point lead, one of the biggest of the game. Whistle blows. Let's see what we've got here. Hold foul, and that'll be against Rivera. Sorry, yeah, that's Rivera, her first. Team's second for Jal. So 6:38 to go, 27-15. Inbound of the ball will be Eunice. Eunice over the head will be, stolen back. Tried for a shot, misses. Thompson with the rebound over to Davis. Looking for a three instead is covered by Natalia, and she doesn't. She just spins it back out again. Thompson with the ball. Gaton couldn't handle that, and it'll be in the hands of Dardon instead. Kaden Lujan now has it as she crosses the timeline. 6:05 to go in the game. Dardon back with the ball. Over to Kaden Lujan. Left wing now. Back to the top to Dardon. And now over to, that is Charisma. Tries to get it inside, loses the handle. Will be picked up by Gaton. Now Davis. Thompson with the ball. She's about to cross the timeline. Left wing, Dillard. Tries to get it. She does. She gets the steal. And 2 points, coast to coast for Natalia Rivera. Rivera gets another 2. 29-15 is the score. Timeout will be taken by Eunice. And we'll take one with them as it is 5:23 to go. In fact, actually, it is Natalia with, I think, 10 points. Let me see, trying to read this. At 29-15, and according to my numbers, she's 0 for 5 from the line. She's had 5 buckets. So let's pause for a moment, be right back as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Sports Network. Trying to keep the beat for the cheerleaders as it is 8 seconds to go, and Jal is all ready to get back to action. (29-15), 5:23 to go in this one. Winner wants to continue to be near the top of the district and have a chance to get a better position in the playoffs, or get into the playoffs for that matter. Thompson with the ball. A helium pass, but it does find its mark. Over to Thompson again, loses the handle but picks it up before going out of bounds. Goes to her left, and she will take an extra step. Turnover for Eunice. So she had the right idea. She just, her feet stumbled one too many times. It is Caden Lujan with the ball. Gets across the timeline to Dardone. Right corner now, back to Dardone. Left, actually that is now left. To Caden Lujan. Inside, Natalia Rivera. She's going to put up another 2-pointer. She has 4 in the half. 31-15 is the score. More than double. And another steal possible. Nope, instead it is taken back by Ray. And now to Thompson. Ray for a 3-pointer on the way. Off front of the rim will be rebounded by Navarrete with 4:26 remaining in the game. So second turnover in the quarter. Top of the arc for Navarrete. Inside, and that'll go to Dardone. Nope, that's Rivera. Rivera's going to be fed underneath the basket. She's going to put it in. Draw the foul as well, as that's going to go against Lexi Garcia. And Rivera having a pretty good night so far. That'll be first one for Lexi. Well, they've got that actually on Dardone for the shot. So Abigail Dardone, she's got 5 points so far, and the first opportunity on the line to shoot 2, or 1, I mean. And I believe she made it. Yep, she did. So first make for Jal on the free throw, I believe. Second shooter opportunity. Thompson with the ball as she gets near the arc. She was trying to pass it up, and instead will go to Davis. Bottom with the ball. Back in, bad pass, and it's going to be picked up by Nieto. She's going to turn around, set up the offense. No rush, but again, stolen this time. It's going to be taken up and a shot put up, missed. Ouch, and that may be a flop as well. That'll be Riley who took the shot. She ended up on the floor with a thud. 3:39 to go, but it'll go back the other way for Jal. .30 now. Out of bounds, last touched, unfortunately by Jal. She was trying to get it. That'll be Jonna Butts. So another turnover for Jal. That is just going to be the third one of the quarter. And 10th one of, or actually 9th one of the half. Dillard with the ball over to the right wing. Down the hands of Ray. Inside, Thompson. Back out again to Dillard. Oh, she tripped on her own feet. Lost the handle. Gets it to Itzel Ramirez. Inside to Butts. Puts it up. Misses. Rebound by Nieto. She's going to try to pass it out. She does get it to Navarrete, but there are 3 Cardinals, and she manages to get it out. Couple of players on the floor. We still have action as it was Davis who got the rebound. So a lot of fouling right there as trying to get the ball in, but could not. And now Dillard once again as she had tripped on her feet moments ago to cause all that to start. Thompson with the ball now, top of the arc. 2:41 to go. Back over to her right, near the top of the arc. Now back to Dillard. Turns around, uses up her dribble, goes inside to Thompson. She's going to turn around, uses up her dribble. Now to Davis on the left wing. Thompson turns around, gets defended on, puts up a shot anyway, and puts it in for 2. That is going to be 4 points for her in this half. Across the timeline will be Peyton Lujan. Inside, that'll be from Itzel Ramirez over to Shauna Butts. And that is actually Peyton Lujan over there. Peyton Lujan with a three-pointer on the way. Almost makes it, but instead will be rebounded almost by Davis. It is Nieto who gets the rebound, but then hits Davis, who was on the floor, runs into her. And now we're going to have, let's see what we've got here. A foul. That'll be against Kira Thompson. So team second, both teams with 2 fouls, 1:55 to go in this game. Inbound of the ball will be Itzel Ramirez. 34-17 is the score, double up. Nieto with the ball, right wing to Charisma, loses the handle, and it's going to be taken over by Eunice. Across the timeline will be Dillard to Thompson. Thompson has the ball, back to Dillard. Davis inside to Dillard. She's going to go ahead and get up the lane. Missed the shot, but it'll be a foul. Looks like it'll be against Itzel Ramirez, her first if it is. And it'll be the third for Jal. On the line to shoot 2 will be Dillard. Let's see, she's had no opportunities. This is her first time for Riley to be on the line. 34-17, a minute and a half to go almost. First one goes in. 1 point now for Dillard. Riley, the sophomore, sorry. Sophomore is going to try one more time for another point. Off the back of the rim, no good. Will be rebounded by Jonna Butts. Itzel Ramirez has it now. No, that is actually, yep, that is Itzel. So we lose the handle on it. Goes the other way. 5-4, Jal. Underneath for Thompson. She's going to lay it up on the lefty. Missed the shot. And on the floor, 2 Jal Panthers and Dillard as well. Let's see. Picking up themselves is Nieto and Charisma. Last touch by Jal. 1:14 to go. 34-18 is the score. Inbounding the ball will be Gaton. Underneath to, looks like that is Thompson. No, that'll be, she thought there was somebody behind her, but no, instead it'll go for Garcia. And a steal for Charisma. Quickly the other way, it's Ramirez has the ball. She goes to her left. Now to Navarrete. She's going to feed it back to Itzel Ramirez. Right wing now, inside, underneath, puts it up a shot for Nieto, misses the shot, and be rebounded by Gaton. Thompson with the shot, 39 seconds to go. Goes across, Davis loses the handle but picks it up, gets it inside now to Thompson. She's going to turn around, try to put up a layup shot on her lefty. Once again, misses. Rebound will be for Charisma. Going back the other way, Itzel Ramirez. Itzel with the ball as she gets it over to Navarrete, and we've got 13 seconds to go. Looks like they're going to just be content with the score of 34-18. 7 seconds, getting it back to the timeline. Inside to Navarrete. 2 seconds. Navarrete with the ball, and that is it. Final score, 34-18. As Jal is able to, once again, that's the second win in a row for them, as well as the second win or another win for District. District is going to be 4-5 for Eunice, while Jal improves to 6-3. Fourth quarter on that one. 7 points for Eunice. And 19 points. Oh, that's the wrong way around. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Let's see. $10 points for Jal, while Eunice has 3 points in that quarter. Actually, 4 points. 4 points in the quarter. So we'll pause for a moment, take a break, and be back. We're going to get some numbers as well as get you started for the boys game as we have the senior celebration come up here in seconds. Eunice finishes with 8 of 11 on the free throw line, with Riley Dillard 1 of 2 in the second half. First half, it was Lizzie Hernandez 2 for 2 on the line. Altogether for Kira Thompson, it was 4 of 5 from the line. Very nice. 1 of 2 from Ray Zakaya. And again, altogether 8 of 11 from the charity stripe for the team that is known as Eunice Lady Cardinals. Just didn't work out for him. Kira Thompson leading the way with 7 points. 4 points for Neza Hernandez. 3 points for Zakaya Ray, and 1 point for Riley Dillard. So on the other side, it is once again Natalia with the lead score, 12 points, double figures also, along with 7 points for Navarrete, who had a tray in the first. 5 points. Kaden Lujan also had a tray in the first, and Abigail Dardone. So 3 trays for the Jal squad in this game. 6 points altogether, as she also had 1 for 1 from the line. The only one that made a free throw, the other one, again, Natalia, who missed all 5 of her free throws. Getting some of the action in there as they're giving flowers to the senior. Let's see. So scoring 6 points, Abigail Dardone had the tray. Also 4 points, a couple of buckets for Marion. No trips to the line. And I believe that is everybody. Kaden Lujan once again, 5 points. So 7-3 in the first, Jal with the lead. 6-4 in the second, Jal had the lead on that one as well. 13-7 was the halftime score. Third quarter saw Jal 11 points and Eunice with 8. In the fourth quarter, 4 points for Eunice and 10 points for Jal. 34-14 once again is the final score. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage. We're going to get more of the senior celebration and then get into starting the boys pregame as well. We've got plenty of time though so far, although I've been told that before. So we'll see here in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network. Thanks to our sponsors. You see right there, Lasco Construction, Woolworth Community Library, along with, although if you do go to the library, you will go to college, just like now. There's also Panther Energy, Mamacita's, Iron Horse Sports Grill, along with the public schools of Jal. They are the municipal schools. They also support us as well. And Eunice Pump and Supply. Thanks again to everybody for your support. Be back in a moment. For the record, I guess I wrote it down wrong. I thought she was a sophomore. Lizzie Gatton is a senior. That's right. So Lizzie is the one that gets to celebrate. As it was, let's see, I don't believe anybody for Jal. That was yesterday's senior night. Oh, yeah, that's right, Jonna Butts. So she was alone as well. So congratulations once again to Lizzie Gatton, being a senior, as she celebrates that with her family.
All right, next we have number 35, Peyton Williams.
Oh, that's right. And Peyton Williams, who could not play, is a senior,
Peyton is the daughter of Shane and Jennifer Williams,
which is unfortunate. But
she played basketball 3 years in Eunice. Her most memorable moment was when she lost a bet in Capitan and had to jump in the pool, even though Coach Frazier told them not to. Her plans for the future are to go to NMJC and then obtain a barter's license. She will miss making Coach Frazier mad, practicing with the girls, and all of the bus rides. Her advice to underclassmen is never take anything for granted. Peyton Williams.
Oh, Autumn Davis is also a senior. Okay.
Daughter of John B. and Marie Davis.
That would explain how she was homecoming. So my
Her most memorable moment was eating at the Foster Place
writings
Pizza
are
in
all over the board.
1996.
Wrong, but
Her future plans are undecided.
Autumn
Maybe
Davis, once again, a
publishing in
senior.
the workforce, but definitely being family. She will miss most staying in hotels together, practicing with the girls, and riding the bus with everyone. Her advice to underclassmen is go to practice every time you have the opportunity.
Oops. There we go. Autumn Davis, once again, senior.
Autumn Davis, sorry.
Let's take a break. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here. Boys game is next on this doubleheader on Jal Sports Network. Thanks again for watching. our starters. Let's go ahead and talk about the game, though, as it is important right here. Got 9 minutes to go. Let's talk about this. Jal comes in with a 5-2 record, 10-13, though, for the rest. And they have had some tough opponents along the way. District, though, once again, 5-2. Eunice. Jal, actually, yeah, they lost to Jal yesterday. Let me see. Is that right? Yep, Jal is on a 5-game win streak. Eunice once again on a 1-game losing streak as they lost, I believe, to Hagerman. But I do have that. It was, yeah. Oh, let's get this away. Here we are. Let's see. For Eunice, it was against Texaco. Eunice opened up the first quarter down 10, 19-9 against Texaco in Texaco. Second quarter saw 24 points put up against Eunice versus 3 for Eunice made in the second quarter. Halftime score was 43-12. Remember, this is the opponent that Jal will be facing last in a couple of days in Texaco. Of course, this was also taking place in Texaco. Third quarter saw Texaco up 14-10 over Eunice. In the fourth quarter, they were in mercy rule by then. 16-3 was the fourth quarter score. 73-25. Meanwhile, it was a strange game that happened in Jal about a week and a half ago, I think it was, where Jal opened up 10-5 in the first. It was a 10-4 game in the second quarter. So halftime saw 20-9 was the halftime score. Eunice put up 8. Jal put up 1. Had the lead still by 21-17. Fourth quarter, even though Eunice outscored Jal by 2, the final score once again 26-24. And I believe that was all thanks to Zayden Lujan either way. They were able to hold on, make sure that they got the victory. I don't think they ever had they were never not in the lead. And I know there's a better way to say that, but never did they trail in that game. Well, let's see, we've got our starters here. I'm going to mark them down real quick. Senior once again, it's me, Elijah Malison. A lot of people remember him for his football achievements. He's also been a basketball player all 4 years of his eligibility. So for Coach Mason McBee, the Eunice Cardinals ranked at number 14 and slightly better than Jal right now at number 18. Both on the bubble, though. Actually, Eunice a little bit better in position. And if they can win that tonight, could assure themselves, as they have one more game, of course. Texaco for Jal. For the Eunice Cardinals, it'll be Tatum at Tatum. So, again, this is the reason why this is senior night. This is their last home game of the regular season before district tournament and possibly for the playoffs as well. Of course, both teams, even if they do make the playoffs, there's not much of a chance they'll get to go and play in the playoffs at home. So they'll definitely be on the road. The girls, on the other hand, for Jal, have the opportunity to be able to probably get a home game, but they still have to win a few before they get to that point. And we are far from the playoffs, by the way. So we have on for the, not the starters, for the bench, the junior, number 5, Maddox Fisher. Number 10, freshman, Ben Alvarez. Number 13, sophomore, Carlos Armendariz. Number 14, sophomore, Ezequiel Garcia. Number 22, Juan Alvarez. He's a junior. Number 23, the freshman, Randy Gallegos. Number 24, freshman, Nizal Brito. It is number 32, Andres Serrano. And number 40, junior, Evan Zaraba. For the starters for Eunice, of course, it'll be the senior captain, number 1, Elijah Malison. Number 2, the freshman, Isaac Malison, and he put up some numbers last time that I saw him. In fact, he's quick and he is experienced, it seems like. Number 3, the junior captain as well, Haziel Gotia. Number 11, junior, also a captain, Omar Armaderas. So there's a chance that we can have 2 Melisons on the floor, and we will at the beginning of the game, as well as 2 Armaderases. So I'm going to call them by their first name as well. Ethan Wilson is going to be the last starter, number 20. He is a junior and also a captain of the team. So 4 captains for this Eunice squad. Meanwhile, it's going to be Landon Edwards coming out, the freshman, along with Zane Vega, the 8th grader, number 10. Will be number 12, freshman Zaid Lindman. Also, let's see, it's going to be one, there we go. So number 23, 8th grader Jaden Cervantes, who missed a game, and the coach was unhappy with the performance of the team and thought that they needed Jaden coming back in the game, and I think he did help yesterday. Jayton Butts, number 33, he was in the game as well yesterday, and he's warming up right now. So for the starters for the Jal Panthers, unless there's a change, should be number 1, senior Zayden Lujan. Number 2, junior Ian Faulkner. Number 21 will be Zacchaeus Ramos, senior, along with senior number 22, Daniel Ornalis, and number 35, senior Steven Cervantes. We are 2 minutes to go before we get into this game. Number 2 once again. And I want to thank you all for being here. We'll be back in just a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Sports Network. We're getting the introductions now, starting with the Jal Panthers, starting lineup, as they are getting high fives or fist bumps from the refs. Oh, that's nice. It's going to have to be fixed afterwards. After this, though, we were going to go ahead and get the tip off. We know Ornalis is going to be the tipper as well. It's like going to be, I think it's Ethan Wilson, but don't quote me on that. We'll find out when we get there. Once again, Elijah Melisson, the senior, number 1. Actually, they're doing the other lineup. So Maddox Fisher, Ben Alvarez, Carlos Armaderas, along with Ezequiel Garcia. Number 22, Juan Alvarez. Number 23, Randy Gallegos. Number 24, Marcel. Actually, let me see. I think that was all the starters. Okay. So there's also number 44, Lathan Vinson. Or Lathan. May not be out there, but he is on the roster. Again at number 44. 20, 22, 23, 24. All right. So just missing Avon Saraba. All right, looks like it'll be Isaac Melisson coming up against Ornelas. Let's get the camera ready. There we go. Here we are. Tip-off is going to go to Eunice to start this game. Already off to the right-hand side in the hands of Omar. Puts it up and does drain it in. First points of the game for both teams. 2-0 is the score. Jal on the way back on the other side. 7:35 to go. Navarrete back over to Zane Lujan on the left wing. Inside to Zekas. Back out again. Three-pointer on the way for Ornelas. Misses off the front. Steven Cervantes with the rebound. Puts it up and in. And count the bucket and the foul as well. 2 points for him. And that will go against Ethan Wilson, his first, team's first. So the and one already for Steven. As he gets the opportunity to make the old-fashioned three. And he does. He didn't have any free throws in the last game. 3-2 is the score. Jal up by 1. Inbounding the ball, getting it back will be to Isaac. Top of the arc. Now over to Isaac once again. Back to Elijah. And now to the left wing, gets to the top of the arc. Back over to Omar. Inside, he's going to turn on Ethan Wilson. He's going to put up a shot, draw the foul, and I think he's going to get that bucket as well. So nicely done on both sides. Yep, and it's going to go against Steven Cervantes, his first, team's first. And it will be the and one for Ethan. And he drops it in. Oh, nope. Yep, he does. 5-3 is the score. Back our front court. Let's see, let's make that 5-3 now. Underneath the basket, Ornelas misses his shot, gets his own rebound, turns around, gets triple teamed, and yet still manages to muscle it in for 2 points, his first of the game. It is all tied at 5. Over to inside to Melisson. And now to the right, left wing, top of the arc. Back to Elijah this time. As he holds onto the ball, sets up the offense. Ethan Wilson now. And now to the right wing. And that is Armaderas. That is Omar. Holds it for a second as the defense is underneath the basket. Now in the hands inside from Isaac. Turns around Ethan, pack out again for a three-pointer on the way from Elijah and nails it. That's the first 3 of the game. And a lead of 3 for Eunice. Back up by 3. Navarrete drives inside, gets it back out to Ornelas. Inside to Zane Lujan. I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but either way, it will be the first turnover for Jal. Elijah passes up a 3, goes to the left wing to Omar. Back over again, that'll be to Isaac. And now back to Omar. Three-pointer on the way, going to miss off the front of the rim. Rebound by Zane Lujan. Coming back the other way quickly, 5:12 to go. Over to Navarrete. Back to Zayden. All the way in, back out to Navarrete from Ornelas. Three-pointer on the way, and it will drop. 12 points is what he had last time, and he starts off with 3 this time. It is now 8-all. Three-pointer for Elijah once again off the back, and that'll be Zane Lujan will get the rebound once again. Go back across the other way for Lujan. He's going to drive around, push the ball, loses the handle, but he does get it out of bounds after he hits a Cardinal. I think that was actually Isaac that he hit. Either way, it's 3-on-1. He was losing his balance, and he made sure it went out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals. 4:35 to go as he inbounds the ball. Over to Ornelas. He's going to turn around, double team, push up a shot. Not going to fall, but it will be a foul for 2 on the free throws. That'll be number 2 against Ethan Wilson. As Ornelas is going to go on the line. First points, he had 2 of 4 from the line yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. And the first one goes out of bounds. Out. So 0 of 1 so far from Ornelas. Still has another opportunity though. Could be 1 or 2 at the end of this one. 8-8 is the score. 4:33 to go. And he does make the second, just like he did yesterday. Back across the timeline, over to Elijah, who is a strong force in this team. Three-pointer on the way. Missed off the front. Navarrete with the rebound. He's going to lose it out of bounds. Last touch by Navarrete. Going to be a turnover for Jal, number 2. 98 once again is the score. 4:18 as inbounding the ball will be Omar, the junior. Isaac with the ball, being guarded against by Zayden. Now over to, that'll be Carlos. To Isaac. Back up to Elijah. He's going to go ahead and drive the lane, pass it out to Isaac. Move for a three-pointer. Misses off the back of the rim. Going to be rebounded by Elijah as he gets it in and cleans up the glass as well for 2. All right, 5 points for him altogether. We're already in the front court for Jal as Zayden Lujan has the ball. And that was on the wrong side. Elijah with another rebound. Off that missed opportunity for Jal. Three-pointer on the way. Will miss off the front of the rim. And the rebound will go. A long rebound. Still nobody gets it. Now it's going to be Navarrete as he goes out of bounds. Last touched. Let's see who they say. Of course they would say white ball on this. It's a white out. Let me see. As we do that, I'm going to go ahead and fix the score. That was right. 10-9 is the score, and Jal is the one who's going to be inbounding the ball. So last touch by White. So they were kind of right on that one. 3:26 to go. Zayden with the ball, inbounding it into Ornelas against Elijah. He's going to turn around and he's going to give it to Steven Cervantes. And now back out again to Zacchaeus. Ornelas thought about a 3, instead drives the lane, gets double team. He's going to push it over to Steven, and he's not going to be able to handle that pass. Third turnover for Jal. 3:15 to go in the first. 1 point difference. Eunice by 1. As we get back across, it'll be Isaac with the ball. To Elijah. And now it is Omar. Isaac to the left-hand side, pushes up for a shot, goes in and out, almost made it, but instead Haziel will miss that opportunity. And now we have first foul against Carlos Armendariz, team's third. So turnover of the ball for Eunice. And going the other way will be Navarrete after getting the ball from Zayden Lujan. Back to Zayden Lujan, top of the arc. Over to Navarrete, thought about a 3, but instead Zayden Lujan with the ball, coming back out again beyond the perimeter. Inside, underneath the paint, into Daniel Ornelas, going to run the lane to Cervantes, underneath the basket. Steven, back to Zayden Lujan, and a shot goes in. Assist from Steven Cervantes. 2 more points for Jal. That puts them up by 1. 11-10, rebound, and that'll be turnover for Eunice, the second one. Coming back the other way. Zayden Lujan with the ball underneath to Navarrete. He's going to drive the lane. Almost thought about passing it over to Steven. Did not. Ornelas over to Zayden. He's going to drive the lane, and he's going to get a hold foul underneath the basket. So it'll be on the floor with 4 that'll go against his first. That'll be for Omar Armendariz. 1 more, and that'll put Jal in the bonus for the minute or less than 2 minutes to go. Ornelas has it stolen away. As he pushes it up, gets it back, and misses the shot. Ornelas gets the rebound, gets the back the other way. Zacchaeus with the ball now to Ornelas in the paint. Underneath, that'll be Zayden Lujan for a nice little shot that is going to go on the left-hand side. 2 more points. And we've got a 3-point lead for Jal. Still with 1:27 to go in the first. Elijah to, that is going to be Omar. Back to Omar again, left-hand side to Isaac. Inside, actually another be to the left-hand side, or left wing. Almost lost the dribble, but instead has to get it back, and does. Over to Isaac. Back to Omar, left wing, three-pointer on the way. Misses off the front of the rim. Elijah with the rebound, turns around, tries to clean the glass, gets his own rebound once again. This time draws the foul. So couldn't clean the glass, but does draw the foul, as it is 56.2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Foul is going to be number 2 for Cervantes. Still nobody in bonus yet. That's just the second foul for the team of Jal. This one's going to go up and drop in for Elijah. 1-1 from the line. 13-11. One more opportunity for him. Gets it to rattle in and out. No good. Rebound is going to be, that'll be a long one for Navarrete. He's going to go ahead and get it across. 2-on-1 now. Back out to Zayden Lujan. Zayden going to run the lane, get it up, try to get that shot going, but instead, off the front of the rim, doesn't get quite in there as Elijah is able to get that rebound. Back the other way quickly. Isaac for 3. On the way on the left-hand side, misses. Going to be rebounded by Zayden Lujan as he comes across the timeline on the right wing. Back over to Daniel Ornelas. Faulkner with the ball. He loses the handle, gets it back again. Now over to Zayden Lujan for 3 on the way, and he hits it. Nicely done. Assist from Faulkner, 3. We've got 7 points for Zayden Lujan. 3-pointer on the way on the other side. Elijah with the rebound, and that is the time. 16-11 is the score off that last 3, and it puts it up to a 5-point lead. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here. It is the second quarter starting up here in just a moment. Not sure what the foul was, but didn't see it till the end. So 1 or 2 from the line, I believe, is what Elijah was. And either way, oh, that's right. He already had, or actually, it's his second one. So he is 2 for 2 from the line, as it is 16-12. Of course, we'll get that cleared off if we need to. But for right now, it is 16-12, a 4-point lead for Jal and the Panthers. Last time these two teams faced, of course, was the end of January. Jal had a 5-point lead, 10-5. So this one may not be as low scoring as the last one was, thankfully. Timeout is over. We're going to go start the second quarter here in just a second. Inbound of the ball will be Jal. In the hands of Ben. Now over to Isaac. Malisson. Back to Malisson. Isaac has the ball to his right wing now. Over to Haziel. Inside. Back out to Haziel for a 3-pointer on the way. Misses off the side of the rim. Haziel gets his own rebound. He's going to feed it back to Elijah. Elijah is going to feed it back in. Back out to Isaac again. Thought about a 3, but instead Elijah is going to drop a 3, hit it off the back of the rim. It will be fought for last touched. Looks like that was by Haziel. Turnover for Eunice. Just the first one of the quarter. Still 16-12, no change as Zayden Lujan gets it across the timeline. And now over to Faulkner, double team. Inside to Jane Cervantes, now over to Navarrete. Back to Jace. Yeah, Jaden puts up a shot, misses. Rebound is going to be by Ornales. And then a fight for the ball as it looks like it'll be a rebound foul for Ornales in his first. Team's first as well. So both of them trying to reach for the ball, but instead grabbed arm. Now 7:02 remaining. On the other side for Isaac. Thought about a three, instead drives the lane, gets in the paint, puts up a shot, misses. Rebound by Zayden Lujan. Pushes it back the other way. And that'll be a possession arrow going toward towards Eunice. Let's see. No call, just turnover for Jal. Back the other way quickly will be Isaac. Now over to Haziel. Haziel with the ball again. Thought about a three. Instead going to go back. Now to the right wing. Back to inside. Elijah. Back out again. Tried for a three, but nope. Or thought about a three anyway. And now to Haziel. Inside. Elijah. Back out to Isaac. Nope. He's going to be guarded against by Faulkner. 3-point on the way by Haziel. And he's going to drain it off that nice little assist from Isaac. His first. So his first points, Haziel's, and it is a 1-point game once again. Faulkner with the ball, double team, gets it back over to Zayden Lujan, top of the arc, back over to Faulkner. Inside to Daniel Ornelas for three on the way. Nope, instead he's going to drive the lane. Get a airborne player, Haziel, as it was Navarrete who was under the basket, being patient and letting the foul come to him. So Haziel is going to get his first foul for the captain. Team's first as well. Just one foul for each side. 5:48 to go in the first. A shooting foul it was not. It was on the floor. So they'll be inbounding the ball, but a nice little feed to Faulkner will get him his first points of the game. 18-15. That is Isaac over to Haziel for three on the way. Misses it. Rebound will be Faulkner. Actually, it's still going. There we go. Finally, Faulkner gets it. Now Ornales. Zayden Lujan now with the ball on the left wing. And he is going to set up the offense for Jal with 5:20 to go. Three-pointer on the way. Misses for Faulkner. Goes out of bounds. Last touch. Looks like that would be by Jaden Cervantes. 5:16 to go. Eunice with the ball. Now for Isaac as he gets defended by Faulkner all the way across. Finally get it across the timeline before the 10 seconds. To Haziel. To Ethan Wilson. Back out again to Elijah over to Isaac. And now Haziel inside to Isaac. And to Ethan Wilson. He stumbles. He goes ahead and passes it back. And that is me to Carlos. Carlos tries for a shot, misses, and it will go, let's see, out of bounds, last touched. That may have been by Faulkner, who was trying to catch it and save it, but instead goes out of bounds. As Faulkner goes out, Zikas Romas goes in for the substitution. Again that is Omar. Haziel, Isaac now to the left wing. Omar now inside to Ethan Wilson. And they're trying to see if there's an opening shot. Almost lost that ball, but did track it down, was Omar. Inside, trying to get it to Elijah, and instead, last touch by Elijah, turnover number 3 for the Cardinals. 4:24 to go. Low-scoring game on this one is 18-15 now. Inbound of the ball will be Ornales to Zayden Lujan. Right wing, or left wing now. Tries to get it underneath everybody, but instead goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ethan Wilson, and it will be Jal ball. So tried to get the handle, but it was too low for him as he wasn't able to pick it up. So 4:11 to go, 3-point lead. Jal with the ball in their front court. Daniel Ornelas pushes it over to Zekas. He's going to get that travel as he moved over to his left, tried to shuffle before thinking about getting a three, but instead didn't do either. So 4:07 to go, another turnover for Jal. Seems like that was their first one of this quarter, but they've had 5 so far. So we're going to go over here for, I believe that's Omar. And the junior Armaderas is going to hand it off or inbound it to Ben. Over to Isaac on the right wing to Ben Alvarez. Back to Isaac, inside to Ethan. Oh, there we go. Left hand to Omar. Pass bad. That is picked up by Zane Lujan. Goes the other way quickly. Double teamed as he loses the handle, but Faulkner gets it. And that'll be, looks like out of bounds. He went backwards, did Faulkner, and ended up going out of bounds. So turnover number 2 for the Jal Panthers. Having to get the ball. 3:42 remaining, as it is a low-scoring affair so far. Back to Isaac, to Wilson, who is going to pass it back to Isaac. Actually, no, that wasn't Isaac. That was Omar. Now, with Ben to the left, or right wing now, back to Isaac. Almost lost the handle, but instead goes back to the left, back to the center. Elijah, three-pointer on the way as it goes off the side of the rim. Rebound by Elijah. Three-pointer also, and he drains that one from the left wing. That is his second 3 of the game. Tied at 18. Now with Navarrete, over to Daniel, to Zayden. Zayden's going to drive the lane, come in, push up a shot, miss. Rebound will be by Elijah. 2:48 remaining in the first half. As almost losing the handle, but gets it over to Isaac on top of the arc. To the right, back to the top. Inside to Elijah, over to the left. Trying to find an opening on a 3, but instead Elijah turns around, puts up a shot, misses. And the rebound will be to Wilson. Wilson, though, is going to get, that's going to be a timeout. So 2:29 remaining, and we've got a timeout on the floor in the first half. 18 is the score. We'll be back in just 1 minute right here on the Jal Panther Network on Nomar Broadcasting Stations. Eight points is what Elijah has. Actually, he has 10 points. That's right, because he has 2 for 2 from the line. So 10 points for Elijah. He is leading all scorers in double figures as well. It is 3 points for Navarrete, 2 points for Faulkner. 18 is the score. Inside to Elijah. Turns around, gets it back out again. And over to Isaac. Back to Elijah. They got a pattern going on right now. Trying to get it inside to Elijah, but being guarded by Daniel Ornelas. Left wing once again, back to the top, over to the right. That is to Haziel. Haziel with the ball right now. Over to Isaac. Looked for a 3, but instead Navarrete got into his face. He put up a 3 anyway for Haziel. And misses, going to be rebounded by Faulkner. We've got a foul going against his first for Ben Alvarez. Team's first, or no, second. Jaden over to Zayden. Zayden with the ball, getting a double team, gets across that double team. Inside to Ornelas, he's going to try to feed that up. Gets his own rebound. Actually, he didn't. He lost it to Elijah. And then Zayden stole the ball. He puts it up and will draw the foul as he tries to go in for 2 underneath the basket into the paint. And we'll draw the foul. Let's see who gets against That will be against Elijah. His first. Team's third. So still nobody in bonus. Elijah up for 2. Last time he was on the line last night, a 1 of 4. First one is up and in. Lead again for the Jal Panthers by 1 now. Can make it 2 with this hit. Second one rolls in like a flush. 28-18, a 2-point lead for Jal. 1:30 to go. Eunice with the ball as it goes out of bounds. Both sliding Navarrete, and it was also Ben Alvarez. It looks like it was last touched by Jal and Navarrete. Alvarez with the ball, going to inbound it against Navarrete. He's going to get over to Isaac, who crossed the timeline. And now back to Isaac. Inside to Elijah, back out again to Haziel. And across to Ben. So we're going to see this pattern for a second. Trying to get the opening once again for a free shot. And a call. Not sure, I can't remember what that is called, but a offense against, or turnover for Eunice. That is their 4th one of the quarter. Back cross again, 1:05 to go. Inside to, or actually right out to Navarrete, back over to Zayden Lujan, who is going to get tripped up, and that'll be against Ben, who gets his second. It was Zayden who was trying to get around him, but instead lost it and hit the floor. 4 fouls, 1 more, and that'll put Jal in the bonus at 5:55, unless that was the 5th. No, it's going to be in the front. All right, it's going to be in the back court. With the front court for Jal with 55.5 seconds to go. Jaden Cervantes puts up a desperate shot, misses, going to be rebounded by Ethan Wilson. And now he's going to get it over as they cross the timeline. 3-pointer on the way from Haziel, misses off the front. Rebound is going to be by Ethan Wilson, and there's going to be a whistle on the play, and that is going to go the other way. 5th turnover for Eunice, just 7 altogether in the game. 40 seconds to go with Zayden Lujan and the ball. Zayden's going to cross the timeline, get it over to Faulkner, all the way to Navarrete on the right wing. He's going to drive the lane, push it up against Ethan, and get the shot to drop in for 2. 5 points for him in this game so far. Ethan with the ball, loses the handle. Faulkner's going to get it. He's got 17 seconds. He's going to push up the shot and go in. 2 more points. Another turnover for Eunice. Back the other way as it was Isaac. Almost stepped on the line, but instead continues with it. Elijah with the 3 on the back of the rim. No good. Going to go out of bounds. And it seems like it was last touched by Jaden Cervantes. Let's see what the officials say. 0.6 seconds to go. So this is a catch and shoot for the inbound if it is for Eunice, and it looks like it will be. Elijah with a shot. No, it's not going to make it anyway, and it wouldn't have mattered because it didn't make it before the buzzer. So at the buzzer, we've got 24-18. Let's fix that score, and we're going to go into the third. Let's halftime. Let's get our numbers together. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network, whether you're on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube. Thanks again for watching. You guys are great. right, simple matter of just small numbers. That's go with Eunice first, leading all the way once again. It's going to be Elijah with 10. He had 2 trays, also had two from the line. And the other one on the line was Ethan Wilson. He made his, so they are 3 or 3 from the line. Although they have not had too many opportunities, but they made the most of them so far in this game during the whiteout and senior night. So Haziel has a tray of his own. And he is the only other one besides Elijah who has dropped a 3. So 3 trays for the Eunice Cardinal cause. Omar has 2 points. That's Omar Armendariz. And Ethan Wilson has put up 2 as well. And again, he has the bucket of the and 1. So 3 points altogether for him. 3 of 3 once again. And we are once again in halftime. For the other side, we're talking about Jal Panthers leading away with 9 points. It's going to be Zane Lujan, who also dropped a tray on him. And 2 for 2 from the line. So similar to Elijah, just 1 point off, though. 9, as he's only had 2 buckets and a tray. With 4 points is Ian Faulkner. With 5 points and a bucket for, as well as a tray, is Davian Navarrete. It is Daniel Ornales with 3 points, 1 of 2 from the line, and a bucket for 2. So 3 points for him. And Steven Cervantes also has 3 points, the old-fashioned way. Remember, he had the and 1 after the bucket, so he got that one in for 3 points. It is for scoring 4 for the Eunice Cardinals and 5 scoring in for the Jal Panthers. Remember, that's one of the reasons why they are leading. 4 or 5, though, from the line, so they have improved from the last game, as that was a miserable of 16 tries, 5 of 16 from the line just yesterday. So not feeling too tired, are they, as they are back-to-back once again on the games. We're going to take a pause as we get you some shots of the Jal crowd over there on the other side. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back in a moment to continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network, whether on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube. Thanks again. Oh, just to let you know, I forgot to do this earlier, but the series between Eunice and Jal is set at 30. So it is tied at 30. The one who wins tonight will, of course, get back on top on the winning side. And it has been a 3-game winning streak for the Jal Panthers, looking for the 4th one during this run, of course. Again, they are trying to get to better their opportunity for going in the playoffs, and this will help along with district tournament happening next week. Last game for Eunice will be Tatum at Tatum. That'll be on Friday. Also on Friday will be Jal versus Texaco, going to the north to face them in Texaco. And never an easy chore to do, to go up there and try to play the tough Texaco team. The Wolverines, they live up to their reputation, and they will definitely claw you and make sure that you leave out of there metaphorically bleeding. Not literally, just metaphorically. Let's take a pause. Be back in a moment. We've got under 5 minutes to go before we get back to action. And it's happening all right here on the Jal Network. Under 2 minutes to go. This time around, it's Jal who is doing all the warming up, and Eunice just coming out slowly onto the floor. Still have not started warming up, but Jal, of course, as you've noticed, have been warming up for the last couple of minutes, including Landon Edwards. Third time's a charm. He got it in finally. Let's see who else. This man street closed, making a shot or trying to make a shot, missed. Oh, nice little roll around and put in. That is going to be for, I think that is, oh, actually I don't remember his, I don't think we have him on the roster, but number 11. I think there's at least one other player that wasn't on the roster as well. Max Prep doesn't always have the information that you want, but oh yeah, I didn't get that, so let's see. 41 seconds to go. We're about to get started on this one. There we go. Arian Lupan. So that is a new one right there. I'll just write that quick. Lujan, and all right, we are 10 seconds away from the third quarter getting started. Thanks again for watching as we have a 24-18 game. Not sure if Arian is going to make an appearance, but at least now I know when I see him. Zane Lujan's going to have the ball, and he's going to get it across the timeline for Coach Lujan. Back over to Navarrete on the right wing, inside to Steven. And Zacchaeus had to chase it down, but does get the pass. Back over to Steven Cervantes. To the right wing now, or left wing now. Back to the right to Navarrete. Going to run, try to drive inside, gets double teamed. He's going to go ahead and use up his dribble. Finally gets it back out to Zacchaeus. And now Zane Lujan back as they reestablish the offense. Three-pointer on the way from Navarrete. And that is an assist from Zayden Lujan that is going to make it in. So another Navarrete tray as it goes back the other way. 2 for him. 27-18 is the score. 9-point lead now as it is now in the hands of Isaac from Elijah. Inside to Elijah, back out again to Isaac. Thought about a three. He's going to move over. He's going to drive the lane, push it up, miss off the back of the rim on the floor. Thought he was going to get a foul, but instead did not get the call. Goes out of bounds. It looks like it may have been last touched by Jal. Back across the timeline over to Haziel. Elijah's got the ball now, and over to Isaac. Back to Haziel, top of the arc. Left wing now to Elijah. Inside to Ethan Wilson, back out to Isaac. Being guarded by Daniel Ornales. And a running shot as he drives the lane, puts it up and in. That'll be Omar Armendariz. My tongue is freaking out. Nevertheless, though, it is 27-20. 7-point lead, 6:11 to go in the third. Back over to Navarrete. Zacchaeus, and now to the left for Zane Lujan. Zane holds it for a moment. He's back to Navarrete, top of the arc. He's going to run the lane, turn around, get it to Zane Lujan, and he's going to drive a little bit, get into the paint, but loses the handle. That'll be against Isaac as he crosses the line. Tries to put up a shot, misses. Ethan gets the rebound, and he will draw the foul. 5:45 to go. Who's going to get the foul, you say? I don't know, but let's find out. It'll be the first one for Jal. And that'll be Zane Lujan, looks like will get the hold call. His first. Shooting foul will put Ethan on the line to shoot 2. That'll be his second opportunity. That first one goes off the front of the mark. Did not have the juice to put it in. He's 1 of 2 from the line. Substitution coming in, looks like. As Let's see, coming in, looks like it'll be Ben Alvarez and Omar Armendariz. But timeout is going to be called. 5:45 to go, like I said, 27-20 is the score. We've got one more shot for Ethan Wilson coming up after this break, right here on Jal Sports. Got some Cardinal baseball players out here as well, and I know that Jal has too, as they are on the basketball team. But nevertheless, though, yeah, just around the corner, baseball season, as we are about to wrap up this basketball season. Of course, it is mid-March when it happens, but we still have a few more games to cover before that takes place. So Ethan again on the line, second shot. He missed his first one off the front of the rim. This one is to go in like Flynn. 1 of 2, 2 of 3 from the line for Ethan. 6-point lead for Jal. Zacchaeus with the ball, gets it back over to Zayden, who's the top of the arc. Right wing now to Navarrete. He thought about going all the way across to Zika, so instead he's going to go to Zayden Lujan. Back again. There we go. Navarrete with the ball, back over to Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus is being defended on, and gives it back over, gives the rock over to Navarrete. Three-pointer on the way from Zacchaeus off the front of the rim will be rebounded by Zayden Lujan. Gets it over to Zacchaeus once again on the left shoulder. And now loses the handle as he was trying to defend or go inside, and loses his dribble was Zayden Lujan. That'll be a turnover for Jal. Just the first and the third. Left wing now to Haziel. It is now back to Haziel. Thought about a three. Instead, he's going to reset, get back to Ethan Wilson. To Haziel, who's being defended, and that'll be a kickball as it went off the foot of Zayden Lujan. 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Coming out is Zacchaeus. Let's see who came in. May have been Steven Cervantes. Either way, starting five looks like are there for Jal. Haziel with the ball on the left wing now. Back over to, that is Omar. Now Ben Alvarez. Now to Omar for three on the way. Misses everything. Zayden Lujan with the rebound. Out of bounds, and that'll be, that wasn't Ethan Wilson. That was Ben Alvarez. So Ben touched it last. Jal goes back the other way with the possession. Three-pointer on the way for Navarrete, and it is Navarrete, and it's going to be off the side of the rim. Rebound by Elijah. Over to Elijah, right wing. Back again to the top for Ben. Now to Elijah once again. Ben, I'm sorry, that is actually, yeah, that is Ben. Drives the lane, pushes up the shot. Wow, acrobatic, as you saw. 2 points, his first of the game. And where's he been? So 27-23 is the score. As it is Navarrete over to Zayden Lujan, back to Navarrete on the right. Nope. Going to go inside underneath to Steven Cervantes. 3-on-1. He's going to draw the foul. Looks like that could be against Ethan Wilson, who put up his hand last. That is going to put the line either way to shoot 2-4. That'll be for Steven Cervantes. He is 1 for 1 on the line so far. But actually, that is going to be against Elijah, his second, team's first. Both teams with one foul so far. First one, unfortunately off the front of the rim, no good. So 1 of 2 from the line so far for Stephen. 4-point lead for, we've seen this before, but Eunice with a 4-point deficit. Second one getting up there and will drop in. 1 of 2, 2 of 3 from the line for Stephen. Ben with the ball. Almost got away with the travel, and instead it'd be Ethan at the top of the arc, over to the left to Haziel. And now back over to Ben, top of the arc against Faulkner. He's going to go over and hand it off on the right wing to Elijah. Back to Ben, right wing. Faulkner once again on him. Turns around, gives it to the left to Haziel, top of the arc. Back to the left to Isaac. Now Haziel. Ben again, back to Haziel, and they're trying to see if they can get that opening once again. Inside to Ethan Wilson. Loses the handle, picked up by Lujan as he continues with the dribble, even though he lost it for a second. And a turnover for Eunice. 2:30 to go in this third quarter. Zane Lujan with the ball. Tries to get around Elijah, and I think he's going to get a floor foul on that one. That could be Elijah's third, as he was in the way for Zayden to try to go around him. It is his third, team's second. Elijah has to step out for a moment. And Zayden Lujan with the ball now as he's going to inbound it to Navarrete. Navarrete with Ornelas right there on the right wing, or elbow. Now Navarrete again, over to Steven Cervantes, top of the arc. He's going to feed it inside to Daniel Ornelas and get it in for the nice shot of 2. Second assist for Steven Cervantes. First points for Daniel Ornelas in the second half. 30 now, it's 30-23. As Ben goes in for the shot and drives it in for 2. Ben has 4 points so far in this game. 5-point lead again for Jal. Navarrete over to Zayden Lujan. Inside, try to get it to Ornelas, and instead we'll get the ball back. Nice little layup and just got everything but the finish. Almost thought he had the roll, but instead will get out. And so it'll be a rebound by Eunice going back the other way. Now Ben back over to Omar, back and up to the side for Ben on the left side this time. Pushes it back out, gets it to near the timeline. And out of the right wing to Isaac. Underneath to Wilson. Three-pointer on the way on the left wing, and nothing but net. Looks like that was a assist from Ethan. And 3 points set up by Haziel. That's his second tray of the game. 2-point lead for Jal. Now over to Zane Lujan, who was running a lane. Instead gets it over to Steven. And a 2 for Steven Cervantes. Daniel Ornelas. 4 points for him. Stolen by Navarrete. And a 2 on the way, and hits it for Faulkner. His first points of the second half. Score is now 34-28. And that one goes in for Eunice. 6 points altogether. That'll be for Ben. 4 in the second half. Goes out of bounds. Looks like it was last touched by Eunice. 2:51 to go in this, 2.5 seconds to go in the third quarter. And we'll be inbounding the ball underneath the basket for Jal. 1 shot left. As it goes buzzer, Zayden Lujan tried for a 3, couldn't make it. And that will be the end of the third quarter. But we do have a close one once again. 34-30, a 4-point lead for Jal, as Eunice was able to come back and make this one a close game. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Sports Network. Eunice 12, 10 for Jal in the third quarter. That makes it 34-30. Checking the score. 9 points for Zayden, 8 points for Navarrete, 7 points for Ornalis, and 6 points for Faulkner. Also have 6 points for Ben Alvarez, who had 4 in the second quarter, or actually the third quarter. And it will be 4 points for Omar Armendariz, who had 2 in the first and 2 in the third quarter so far. Fourth quarter is about to get underway. I'm going to get my camera over there to get you started. Actually, the inbound will be underneath. There we go. Inbound the ball will be Ben Alvarez. 4-point deficit for Eunice. Both are trying to keep their hopes alive for the playoffs, both under 500 and on their regular season. Last game was won by Jal in Jal. So now how we are in Eunice in the Joe Langston Arena. I got a moment, holding for a moment before we get the ball to go inbound. Looks like there's a problem with the clock. 0 is what it has on there. It needs to get back to 8. Now we finally got the 8 on. There we go as we get into the action. Omar with the ball. Actually, that is Elijah with the ball. And the foul will go against Faulkner, his first. Team's first as well. And 6 seconds in, we've got a timeout again to talk about things, and we will, of course, keep it right here. 4-point lead as we get into the fourth quarter. Took a moment to get there, and then we got the action stopped once again. Sometimes that is what happens. So let's see. 1 assist for Ethan. He is 2 of 3 from the line. And they really have only had 2 opportunity, or the 2 free throws in the second half, or the third quarter now, as it is 1 of 2. For Jal, also the same thing, 1 of 2 from the line in the third quarter. Makes it 4 of 6. Getting back to it now as Eunice is going to inbound the ball. Get it to Ben. Ben is going to go around, try to fight against Navarrete. Haziel is going to have it now and get it to Isaac. He's going to go back it out against Faulkner. Going to advance the ball, get the lane, and a tippy toe. He's going to get the walk. Yes, indeed. So turnover for Eunice. Turnover there, and that'll be back to Jal for 7:41 in the final quarter. Navarrete gets double teamed, gets back over to Zane Lujan. Right wing to Ornalis, back to Zayden, and now it's in the hands of Navarrete. Back to Navarrete at the top of the ring. He's going to go ahead and put up a shot near the free throw line, misses it, out of bounds. Last touch by Eunice. So to keep the ball will be Jal. 7:16 in this game. And this first minute is going by slowly. Zane Lujan with the ball. As he's got 3. There we go. Navarrete finally gets the ball against Ben. Back out to Faulkner. Right wing now, back to the top of it. Thought about a 3, or actually no, he thought about passing over to Zayden and Fitzad faked it. Now Zayden has it. As it is in the hands of Faulkner, double teamed. Trying to get the ball out again, and he does to Zane Lujan, who helped him out. Now he's going to go to his left to Navarrete. Trying to feed it inside to either Steven or Daniel. Instead, Daniel gets it back out to Zayden. Or to David, who tripped a little bit, but still got the ball out before getting caught walking. Navarrete for a 3-pointer on the way on the Zane Lujan, and that one missed everything. We'll go back the other way for Eunice. Nice little shot for Haziel as he was able to just float that one in the lane as he ran it up there. 2 more points for him, and that will get him to 8. 2 points is all there is in the lead. Faulkner with the ball. And I believe that is going to be timeout on the floor. 6:09 to go. Timeout is taken. And we'll take one with them as we continue coverage right here. Yes, indeed, you're on the Jal Sports Network. Thanks again for watching. Close game, still a heartbeat for both sides. As it is me possibly probably going to be a heart stopper. Third quarter once again. I mean, it was 10 points for Jal, 12 points for Eunice, but still underperforming are both sides. However, you know, last time it was 39 points is what Jal needed to get the victory. Maybe again they'll do it again. Who knows? That's just 5 points away. Let's get back into it. Zane Lujan with the ball inside to Daniel Ornelas. He's going to turn around, get it back to Zane Lujan. Drive the lane, hippity hop, get back to Navarrete, and now to the right wing, and that is to Faulkner. Top of the arc, over to Zane Lujan on the right wing. Inside to Daniel Ornelas. He's going to turn around, get it to Navarrete, and now to the left for Faulkner. Lujan with the ball, inside to Ornelas, and this time he's going to draw the foul. Looks like that'll be against Haziel. And Haziel is going to get his second foul. I believe that's the team's first. And that is right. So team's first foul. So still inbounding the ball is a floor foul. Inside to Navarrete. He's in the paint. Back out again to Zane Lujan. And now Faulkner inside, feeds it to Ornelas, couldn't get the dribble. Over to Steven Cervantes, lost it. Elijah with the ball now. Now over to Ben. Ben setting off the offense to the left to Isaac. And now over to Haziel. Elijah with the ball on the right wing, top of the order. Now back to the, that's a helium pass that went over Haziel's head from Ben Alvarez. Turnover for Eunice, not very many, but that's the first one, I believe, or second one in this quarter, fourth in the half. Elijah with the ball, gets across the timeline over to Faulkner, lost the handle. I think he was already thinking about shooting the ball, and that'll be a turnover for Jal, just the second one of the half. So inbound the ball with 4:58 to go in this game. Ethan Wilson with the ball now, over to Ben Alvarez. And now to Elijah. Isaac now has the ball, left wing. Pushes it up to Ben. Alvarez with the ball. He's going to drive the lane, push it up, and miss the shot. Rebound will be by Ethan Wilson. He's going to pick it in, put it in. 4-2, tie game now. 34 all. Back to Navarrete, to Zacchaeus, double teamed. And a turnover for Jal, as that is Ben Alvarez over to Elijah for the ball. Whistle on the floor. We've got a timeout on the court. 4:19 to go. We're all tied up at 34. And whoops, that's the wrong one. And we've got a timeout. We're going to take one with them. 34 all is the score. Be back in a moment as we continue to thank our sponsors, without which we would not be able to put these on the air for free anytime, anywhere. Four nothing is what we've got to run up so far. Eunice is in control right now and has the tie. They want the win, though, as we are in the fourth quarter, final quarter of this one. Of course, they can always go into overtime, but let's see what happens. This is reminds me of the last game these two teams played against each other on. And, of course, it was a close one. But at least Jal, they had 1 point in the third quarter and 5 points in the fourth quarter. So far, that is not the case, even though they have not scored in this fourth quarter yet. Inbound the ball to Ben, from Ben to Isaac. Melisson with the ball. And now the big Melisson, Elijah to the right to Isaac again. Top of the arc for Elijah. And Haziel trying to get an opening. Ben with the ball now. Alvarez, he's going to drive the lane, push up a shot. And the righty's going to drop in. How about that? 2 more points for Ben on that one. And that is 6 of his points. Stolen by Elijah, going back the other way. Momentum 342 is going Cardinal way. Big Red with 2 points, or 2 points on the lead. And now Elijah on the left wing, back over to Haziel in the back. Defense making sure that nobody gets an open shot. Haziel, 3:20 to go now. And Eunice with a 2-point lead, one of their first. Out of bounds, though, it does go, and last touch by Elijah. Another turnover, that's their 5th of the half. And Daniel Ornales with the ball. This is inbounded back over to Zane Lujan. 36-34, Eunice by 2. Zane Lujan with the ball. To Navarrete, back to Zane Lujan, double team. As he goes back and forth, Navarrete going to pass it off on the right wing, or right elbow. Ornales to Navarrete. Going to go ahead and put up a 2. And misses off the front. Didn't have enough juice on it. Isaac with the ball as he goes back the other way. Melisson crosses the timeline. And now 2:40 to go. Haziel going to turn around. Loses his footing, but he does get it to Elijah before getting the call. Now Elijah on the right or left wing, working against Daniel Ornales. Ethan Wilson also going to pass it to Ben Alvarez inside. Turn around for Haziel, and 2 more points, and Haziel has been the man so far to beat. That is 7 points of his points have been in the second. That is stolen by Elijah. We've got a 4-point lead with just 2 minutes to go now. Ethan inside. Isaac for 2 on the 3. Missed it off the front. Going to be rebounded by Zane Lujan, who's going to run the lane, push it up, draw the foul as well, hit his head, but I think he's okay. But definitely got the 2. That's his first points of the second half. And he's going to draw the and 1. He was 2 for 2 on the line. But that's the wrong one. Let's try that again. So that is, he was 2 for 2 from the line. He's going to go to 11 points. Looks like we have a timeout. 1:49 to go, a 2-point difference. As it'll be the and 1 for Zane Lujan when he comes back. And we're going to come back here in just about 30 seconds right here on the Jal Panther Network. Thanks again for watching. Don't go nowhere. This ain't over yet, as somebody would say. 38-36, a 2-point lead. Eunice had the momentum for a moment, but Jal may have snatched it back on that steal from Zane Lujan as he was able to get the running layup, and draw the foul, too, able to get him down to 1 if he can hit it, and he has had. He was yesterday 1 of 4. He has been 2 of 2 from the line so far today. And that was one of the things that Coach Lujan had talked about, was the fact that they weren't playing it right. They were playing a little too tight. They need to loosen up. Maybe that's what they've done today. Who knows? But right now, they are at 36 points. 3 more, and that'll get them to 39. Missed the shot, unfortunately. goes out of bounds, and that'll be Jal ball as it last touched by Eunice. And the fans here, as you can hear, are not happy. Actually, that'll be a foul, and that'll be against Isaac, his second. Team's third. Faulkner with the ball. Tries to get it inside, does. Get it back out to Zane Lujan. Daniels for two, misses the shot. Rebound is going to be by Ethan Wilson, and that'll be a push foul. And I believe that's going to be against that'll be against Ornalis, his second. So Jal tried to get the ball back, but instead drew the foul. Ben Alvarez back the other way. Goes almost out of bounds, and maybe it did as Ethan Wilson tried to save it from the pass that was going to go to Elijah. And it will be 130 Jal ball as they have to go and pick it up from far away. Not far away. Just making sure, yep, 90 seconds to go on this one, and it is not over with yet. Danny Ornella is going to be inbound the ball. Over to Zane Lujan. 2 points in this quarter for the Panthers, 8-4. And another one as it goes off the leg of Navarrete. And a rebound, actually it'll be a timeout once again. 1:17 to go. One more timeout for Eunice, looks like. But definitely a timeout. We're back in a heartbeat as we continue coverage right here on the Jal Panther Network. Thanks for watching. Want to thank our sponsors while we can. It is going to be Lasco Construction, Eunice Pump and Supply, along with Panther Energy, Mamacitas, Iron Horse Sports Grill. It is the Woolworth Library, the public library, of course, and public schools, Jal Public Schools, Municipal Public Schools. Thank you very much for all your support. Without you guys, we would not be able to put these on the air, along with the viewers, the watchers that put it and make sure that we get these things on the air, and always for free. Once again, your friend, my friend, Ty Friend is out here calling one of the three refs out here. We've got 1:17 to go. Inbound the ball again. Looks like that'll be Eunice. So Eunice has the advantage again. Still plenty of time though on the clock. Could be another 10 more minutes. As it is Isaac against Lujan. He's going to get a push foul, looks like. No, that'll be out of bounds as it was in the hands of Isaac. Turnover for Eunice. So going back the other way. 1:14 to go. Daniel Ornalis with the ball. Over to Zane Lujan, gets a little bump. Goes over to Ornalis, back to Navarrete. And now to Zane Lujan, gets triple teamed. Navarrete, and over to the right elbow, back again to the left. Three-pointer on the way from Navarrete, uncontested, misses the shot. And the rebound from Faulkner will put it in. And the game is tied. Faulkner is at the right place, the right time. 4 points is what he's had in the second half. And he put the tying game in. 47.9 seconds and a timeout on the floor. Woo! We are talking about another barn burner here. Close to 39, but not quite yet. One more point from either side may win it. You know, that may be all it takes, under 40. But again, these two teams are taking it seriously. They were wanting to make sure that they get this win. And Eunice being at home, they want to do well on senior night. Who wouldn't, really? You know what I'm saying? But Jal wants to make sure they can solidify their chances of going to the playoffs with a 7-2 record for district. That could do it. So let's see what we've got here. 47.9 seconds remaining. Inbound of the ball will be Eunice. Once again, another opportunity for them to traverse down the court, try to see if they can get a score. Inbound over to Isaac, to Elijah. And he's going to be guarded against by Navarrete. Press on the backcourt, and it's going to be blocked by Ian Faulkner. Let's see who's going to get the call. Could be Faulkner, as it was Isaac who hit the floor. And yes, indeed, number 2 for, actually number 1 for Faulkner. That'll be the the third team foul. So both have 3 fouls. 1 more to give. Elijah with the ball. 35 seconds remaining. This could go into overtime. Elijah gets across the timeline. He's going to dribble it over. Turn around, uses up his dribble, and timeout. Coach wasn't happy with the layout, with what was going on. So we're going to get a timeout from Coach McBee to talk about it again. Mason, Coach, what are you going to say to the team? Tied up and time about to run out. Of course, if anything, like I said, we could go into overtime. Right now we're at 8:49, so still a little early in the evening on this Tuesday. And I'm glad you're here with us, because it is fun to watch these two teams battle it out to see who wants it more. 11 points once again for Zane Lujan. We've got a couple of 10s. Of course, that is going to be Elijah, who hasn't scored in the second half, by the way. And it is Haziel, who's done most of his scoring in the second half. So Haziel picked up the slack. He had 3 points in the first, and he's had 7 since to help put Eunice in this tie game. Here we go back. Front court for Eunice. Inbound of the ball will be Ben Alvarez. He's going to be worked on against by Navarrete. Davian. Now back to Haziel. He's going to cross the timeline, go to his right, turn, and he's not going to go anywhere inside to Ethan Wilson. Tried to feed it to him, but instead was blocked. Turn around with a shot. Misses off the front. Elijah with the ball. And he's going to get the foul, as it was Daniel Ornales and Steven Cervantes right there. 11.8 seconds to go. And it's a floor foul, so it won't count yet. But 4 for Jal, so 1 more, and that'll put them in a bonus for Eunice. This is going to be a critical inbound with 11.8 seconds. Could be the last shot. Ben on the floor. He got back up again. Ethan, on the other hand, turns around, puts up a shot, drains it, and that'll be 40-38. 5.6 remaining. Here we go, as it is Zane Lujan going to bounce it out of bounds, and that'll go back the other way, 3.5. So it'll be a tough one for this Jal squad. But turned it over. That is only the 4th time in this half. Talking about it, though, for a second. 3.5 seconds remaining. Well, let's see. Looks like we've got a timeout on the floor. 3.5 seconds, 2-point lead for Eunice. And they tried, Jal tried to get the ball in the front court, but instead it was bounced off. I think it was Ornales who had last touched it, and it goes out of bounds. So a quick foul is what you expect to see. Hope to get 1 or 2 at the best, and then try to get a 3-point shot the other way. Nevertheless, though, one thing at a time. Not a sellout, but a nice little crowd here, and you can hear how loud they're getting as they support this Eunice Cardinals team. Winner will be in, I think it's second place. You know, Texaco has first. Yep, winner will go into second place. Jal is already there. Eunice in third. They'll be half game up on Jal. 1 more for each side. I know Tatum is going to be the last game for Eunice. The last game for Jal will be the tough road game against Texaco. Can be anybody's game at this point. Again, it could also go into overtime once again with a 2-point shot. But expect to see Jal come out here, and they've got they don't have a foul to give, but unfortunately, Eunice does, so they can use that last foul to let the clock drain out. Actually, it's going to be Jal with the ball. So expect to see a foul from Eunice that'll stop them from being able to score. Here we go, 2 seconds. Tries for a three, misses off the front of the rim, and that is the game. Eunice wins. Final score 40-38. Nice victory for them, as I hope they don't hurt themselves. Elijah, of course, in his senior year, wanted that victory as well. Once again, final score 40-38. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here. Yes, you're watching it on the Jal Sports Network. By the way, that was 10-4 was the score in the fourth quarter. 10 for Eunice and 4 for Jal. So the next game is going to be for Jal, will be in Texaco. Tatum once again will actually for Eunice will be in Tatum. So that means 5-3 for Jal, 6-3 for Eunice. Don't know about the other games, but I do know that this is going to affect the district. So that means Eunice is up by half a game. Going to face Tatum, and Tatum is 3-4. Still not a given or gimme, but could be something easily won for Eunice to help them get a better chance of a playoff. And I think the 14, ranked at number 14, Jal at number 18 tonight seem to be suited. But definitely one can't tell that to the Jal fans, because they think, and I know they believe in their team, and there's still a chance as they continue to play this season. Last game, though, once again, is going to be on Friday, and that's going to be a tough one. They're going to be out here playing their hearts out in Texaco. We'll have that, all that coverage for the girls, then the boys. Actually, the boys and the girls for Texaco are tough to play, but we're going to see them anyway right here on the Jal Sports Network, whether on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube. For Evie Stuber back at the station, for you guys who watched and stayed till the very end, I want to thank you very much. I am Ron Gunter. We are done with the broadcast. We'll be back again on Friday. Thanks for watching, and hey, don't get caught in the wind. It is really dirty out there. Thanks again for watching.